Boys, is up?
Hello, everybody. Starting soon.
Hello.
Turn on. Man, okay. Ugh.
Hi, chat. How it doing? Oh, I'm too loud. There we go.
This computer.
How it doing? How it doing? So much stuff to play, so much stuff to watch. So much stuff to do.
All right.
Look at me complaining about video games.
There's
Can you
that.
believe that?
A modern
There
tradition.
is.
I have become my worst enemy.
Why do I have First Burger on installed? I'm not playing.
Now!
It's going this fast.
Oh my god, this stream just started and YouTube is already just freaking
Everything's
the fuck out.
breaking. Nothing is okay.
Yeah,
Let's see
like
here.
see, we're buying Game Pass.
Hey,
from
you
these
guys
two.
hear me?
Yeah, there we go.
Stop cheering now!
And
you guys hear
we're
that?
actually acquiring it. We're not buying. Yeah, we hear that. Yum yum.
Yeah.
And by acquiring it, I mean we're gonna kill them and then we're gonna inherit
Oh.
it.
Oh, God, that sounds nice.
Gosh, I know about the note I have in my wallet that whoever kills me gets all my possessions.
God, you're so Santa Claus coded.
Yeah. Right.
All right, there's that. There's content. Let's go over here.
Sorry, should do my.
Oh yeah, GameCube controller. Okay. I am in chat. I am looking at the doc. I am let's see here. I'm ready to record. We're streaming, the music's good. Mike, if you want to start the show, I'm ready to go.
Okay, let's do that.
Oh, by the way, I put a lot of news that's just saying Nintendo,
Yeah.
so I don't know if they're relevant or not. So
Yeah.
you might want to parse them out. All right.
It's all good. I'll
Let's start.
pick some stuff. I bet we're mostly talking about other things today, honestly.
Yeah, yeah.
Thank you. All right. I'm ready.
In 5, 4, 3.
Hey, you guys hear me? Start cheering now! Yeah, let's get this over with! Yeah!
Woof woof. Hi, I'm Mike Minotti, and I am a Nintendog.
Hi, I'm Jeff Grubb, and I am a Nintendog.
And we are the last of the Nintendogs. Today, I hope you bought a GameCube controller, but guess what we bought? Why did they buy that zoo?
Well, I like the animals that were in it.
Jeff Grubb, hello. If
Hi.
people, there's a chance that some people who are only in the Game Mess atmosphere haven't heard, because this is our first show we've done since then.
You're right.
But I'm back from vacation. I was in Disney for like 8 days. It was a long trip. It was great. As I was gone, you were busy making a ton of moves. Why don't you tell people about it?
Yeah. So I know a lot of people came in here to support when I announced I was leaving fandom. Very quickly after that, had an opportunity to make something happen with the people over there. And by a week, like within a week of that moment, we were able to make an agreement to acquire Giant Bomb from fandom. So that's again, Mike's right. Maybe you don't know, that's my day job and has been for the last several years. Do a lot of game coverage over there. Mike's been a contributor on a lot of stuff for a very long time at this point. They were happy to help us figure that out, and now here we are. And we've acquired all of the assets, and now we got to figure out the business, and that's been keeping us very busy. I'm getting new gray hairs in my beard every minute, but the content, that's the easy part. Making stuff, that's been fun. So really excited, and we're all going to be owners. We're going to split it up, 5 ways, and we're just going to go throw ourselves into it and try to make Giant Bomb as cool as possible. If you want to support us, giantbomb.com/join right now. We're going to be mostly crowdfunded. Mostly the community is going to have to keep this going, and we're really going to rely on people to help make that happen.
Yeah. So, and you graciously sort of brought me along and asked me if I would be a partner, and I accepted. So somehow Game Mess, the Nintendogs, we now make up over a third of the ownership of Giant Bomb.
That's right.
.com of videogames.com. Maybe our most valuable asset. Let's be honest.
Right. I was thinking about that. I'm like, I don't think those. There was a time on the internet where it's like, you better have videogames.com. That must be worth millions. And now it's like, no one uses the internet that way anymore.
Yeah, no one's like, I need to learn about video games.
AOL keyword video games. Yeah.
Right. But the game mess, the mess will continue. A lot of people did show us support when things were more uncertain. We've been doing this for a while, back when it was Games Beat shows. And I am still also at Games Beat. But yeah, we're still going to run this as its separate thing.
Yeah, I think I bet I definitely have like thought about this a lot, and so with the extra support, I do want to do more over here. There was like, I was thinking like, man, how do we make this all make sense? But I like doing this the way it is, and I think having the multiple avenues to talk to people through this seems like a pretty cool thing to keep going. So yeah, Game Mess is going to chug along as well.
Yeah, and so that means Nintendogs. That means Game Mess Decides. For Patreon members, it means, we'll be doing Columbros, and, those get released for everybody. Eventually, it does mean the Q&A and Game Mess Game Club and those sorts of things.
And I've talked to Sean about like, hey, let's get a game show back up and running now that like we really can justify reimbursing him for his time, again, because of all the support everyone's shown. And I have some other ideas along those lines as well. So the support is really going to make us make it so we could do a lot more cool things. I have some ideas there.
Right. So exactly. So, everybody's support here has been incredible. The support on Giant Bomb is also incredible. And if you, haven't looked at that yet, you can learn about that at giantbomb.com/join. If you want to become a subscriber there as well. Everybody has already supported us a lot, so don't feel any pressure. Just watching the shows here has meant a lot. Just this momentum, which has been started, to be clear, by viewers like everybody here right now. All of this really is only possible because of the way everybody responded. And I think kind of let everybody know how much, you don't just love Giant Bomb, but how much you loved this Giant Bomb. I think there's still a lot of people out there who thought like, well, Giant Bomb is still around, but that was a thing that people cared about a lot before. And it seems like they finally got past that hurdle a little bit too of all of this. And there's this kind of excitement. And I don't know. It like if there was any shackles over there to the past, I feel like we're past that now.
Yep, yeah, and I like always totally understand if it's just people love that original crew. I love that original crew, but I think even the most cynical, for the most part, have been like, you know what, that stuff was always going to exist in my memory, and now these guys are doing something cool, and we're going to do our best. We were all talking. We're pretty reinvigorated by these moves, and we're just ready to make cool stuff. Tell you what, though, if anyone has any ideas about where to film in LA for a live show in less than a month, not a live show, but like for GB at night, let me know. That has been the biggest headache of all right now. We're going to do our best, but GB at night is going to be something that comes together as we are landing this plane.
All right, so we have a bunch of super chats. If people have any questions they want to ask us about all of this, you absolutely may, and please do. There hasn't been a ton of Nintendo news. That's why, like, as I've been gone, Jeff, there's been some news. Like, GTA 6 got delayed. The Xbox Series X became more expensive.
Yeah.
Nintendo itself has been pretty quiet in this build up to the actual launch.
Yeah, when do they go loud again? Like, when do they break down the door and remind everybody? I guess, do you think there's going to be like a big ad campaign on cable TV here in the next week?
I don't know, like something during the NBA like finals or maybe. Whenever that's gonna happen. But even then, like, what's that? This is commercials, not like new information.
Right.
So it just might not be that much, except the excitement before the launch, but not necessarily news, and not talking about other new games. I mean, it seems like a lot of people are maybe in San Francisco for the launch of the
San Francisco Nintendo store.
Yeah, so something is happening over there. So that's neat. That's exciting. And we'll see some things about that, but I don't think there's going to be Switch 2 news tied into that. The GameCube controller, though, did go on sale kind of randomly today while we were doing the Bombcast. I was able to like look. Thanks. I love when chat's there and just talk about things. I'm looking at. I'm like, oh, that went for sale. So you were talking about some boring video game you played or something.
Sure.
So I was able to just jump in there and get mine
Very
real
quietly
quick.
didn't tell anybody.
Well, I didn't want to interrupt you, Jeff. That would be to do an aside. I would never.
Oh
Come
man,
on.
you're lucky I got that GameCube controller. I'm just saying. Mike,
I'm very happy to have it.
You said there's no news. I'm checking the Nintendo Today app, and they're talking about mouse controls and stuff still. So, all right, you're right.
Oh my god, that app!
Yeah,
that app is a thing. I wonder what the daily number of users is on that thing right now.
Who knows? Here's a whole article on inserting a micro SD express card. Yeah.
Exciting stuff. Yep.
Okay,
exciting stuff.
So lots of cool things happening over in the world of Nintendo, for sure.
Yeah, and everybody's still talking about the game key cards and why that is happening, right? Because that's the thing where the card is basically just to authenticate, and then download the content and that sort of thing. Leaks have suggested that Nintendo has offered limited physical release options: digital game key card or a 64 gigabyte card. So stuff like this.
Yeah, let me just start with you first about game key cards themselves. Like, do you think physical is primarily for people who want to collect physical video games, or primarily for people who are used to doing it that way and have like done a lot of bargain hunting and they enjoy like looking for deals and getting secondhand games?
Gosh. That's a good question, Jeff. It's a combination of both.
Clearly. But like which one would be heavier on the scales of justice?
On the scales of justice. Gosh. Maybe the latter, I would suppose, right? The people who like want to trade them in and whatnot. Is the point you're getting at in that case then that the game cards don't really matter? It basically is working the same.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's still gonna annoy even those people. Because I think you're right that it's always going to be a hybrid of like the person that gets it to like save money because they got a deal and they just like having the physical thing or whatever, they can resell it. They also factor in the value of having this thing on their shelf for forever. So it's going to annoy everybody. But I think for the way most people use it, I think these game key cards are probably going to be mostly okay. I don't know.
I mean, for me, the main reason I have bought physical is because I'm buying a gift for a child,
right?
And buying a box and wrapping that is a lot more exciting than giving them a gift card, right?
Right.
Saying now you have enough money to go buy the game you want. It's more practical, maybe, but no, like here's a video game as a present. Like when I was a kid, that's neat.
Yep. And actually having a card in there is better than having a code, even. So yeah, there's a little bit of a benefit there. The story here of Nintendo only offered digital, which I think means code in a box, game key card, or a 64 gigabyte card. And that's it. With that like information, that makes a lot of sense when you look at the availability of games that are actually on a game card from Nintendo or from one of these publishers on Switch 2 at launch. It's just a very small handful. Because those 64...
Like Cyberpunk.
Yeah, it's Cyberpunk and like one or two others. 64 gigabyte card is really expensive. They still are very expensive, especially compared to the 8 and 16 gigabyte ones that were on Switch 1 that a lot of people used. So, yeah, I hope this is just something that's happening now and Nintendo makes the 8 and 16 gigabyte ones available down the line to some of these smaller developers, especially. I wonder if Nintendo's just like hoarding those for Nintendo first party games for launch.
But it's like, like a lot like the Switch 1 physical card games. It's like the Grinch video game.
Yeah.
That doesn't need a 64 gigabyte card. They're not going to pay for that.
And they simply would not pay for that. Yeah. They would just do a game key card.
Right. So I don't know. I mean, look, I think it's cooked, right, Jeff? I think it's cooked.
Yeah.
These, the physical games on the Switch U and in general, we're just going to be seeing fewer and fewer of them. They're going to be disappearing from store shelves. I don't know what all of that is going to look like. I mean, it's been on that track for a while now, and there's just more and more incentives, like the consoles coming out with optional disk drives, things like that. It's just where we're heading.
Yeah, and I think that's what really gets people who like physical games is they look at game key cards and they see that being like they know what's happening. That is Nintendo saying, "What? It has all the functionality that you need. Why are you complaining?" And really, it is an obvious next massive step to cutting out physical games, and they all get that. They understand what's happening here, and so it's and they also know it's hard to argue against because Nintendo's right. It does offer most of the functionality. Like Nintendo's gonna be like, what are you asking for us here? And and people will say we want it to be like it was, and Nintendo will just be like, well, we're not doing it that way anymore. And so it's just this like tough spot of seeing the thing you like working the way you like going away, and not having a lot of room to argue against these companies or to criticize them to get them to change their behavior. Nintendo's not going to change their behavior. This is them offering kind of a fake olive branch to those physical game card fans.
Right. I mean, they are helping along at least by making the boxes as ugly as possible.
Right. So you don't even want
them anymore.
Although
right.
the wraparound art looks pretty cool on the spine.
Yeah,
so I think these things are going to look good on shelves, actually.
Yeah, yes, you're right. So, elsewhere, Jeff, the price of the Switch 2 may pose challenges for first-year sales, says Furukawa. This is talking about the projection of 15 million Switch 2 units in the first fiscal year, which is both a lot and also seems conservative to a lot of investors. Furukawa has kind of acknowledged that the price could hinder the long-term sales and make maintaining momentum difficult beyond the launch period here. Just kind of talking about some things that we guessed that they had to price this thing higher than we expected. It's probably one of the reasons why when they were rethinking the price, when the tariffs were happening, that they ultimately decided not to raise it further. Because I think even this price was a hard pill for them to swallow in a lot of ways.
Yeah, absolutely. And he was definitely still keeping raising prices on the table. He talked about the Trump tariffs that did happen after they announced the price, and said that nothing there was factored into this price. So basically saying if that stuff stays or comes back in a big way, we might have to reconsider. But yeah, I think this is fair that no one knows right now whether we get past this initial excitement for the Switch 2 and then the momentum just carries forward like everyone wants this as much as we do. We really don't know. I think that the reality is there's a strong possibility that this thing does do very well for the next 2-3 years, and it feels like it doesn't miss a beat. But it's also possible that that price just keeps most families on the sideline for longer than Nintendo was expecting. And at this point, it's just impossible to predict. So Nintendo coming in conservative with their estimates here is probably smart, so that investors don't get spooked a year from now.
Right. And even if they do kind of blow past that 15 million for this year and they have a stronger start than expected, yeah, there is that just momentum thing, and it could be difficult. Now, they have so many cards that they can play with software, like the 3D Mario game, a Smash Brothers, an Animal Crossing, a Zelda down the line, right? So the only big card they're playing right away is Mario Kart. Donkey Kong is going to be cool and it's going to help, but Mario Kart is the one big card that they're playing in year one, and it's the best card they have.
Yep.
So it's obviously a good card, but there's still plenty that they can do. Yes, Splatoon down the line also sooner rather than later. 2D Mario game, all that stuff.
Yep. It's wild though. We're talking about 15 million. That is 10% of what the Switch would go on to sell. So it's like you could see it really is an uphill battle to compare favorably to that Switch 1, and it's going to be mostly impossible to actually match all of that.
Right, exactly. And, we talked before about the 3DS didn't sell as well as the DS, Super Nintendo didn't sell as well as the Nintendo, Game Boy Advance didn't sell as well as the Game Boy. Generally, the sequel systems don't do as well. And obviously, the Wii U didn't sell nearly as well as the Wii, but they can still do very well.
Oh, yeah.
If the Switch 2 sells 100 million units or above, that'll be enough of a success, I imagine.
I agree.
All right, Jeff, why don't we call it there for the news? We do
Sounds
have
good.
a lot of super chats. Do you want to start doing super chats maybe the last thing, just so we can do all of them at once? Because we're getting so many of them, at least right now. We can go to the mailbag next if you want to.
Yeah, at least for now. Yeah, let's do that.
Okay, so thank you for all the super chats, everybody. We're going to get to those very soon. First, we're going to do the mailbag right after this.
Right, Karu. All right. You had the mailbag. Is it updated? You should updated it.
The first one's from Jumpmat. Do you think we see another price increase across all games?
Yeah, I don't remember that.
I don't remember.
Do you think we're going to fight Gandalf from Lord of the Rings or Merlin from Sword and Stone? I don't remember that.
Yeah, I don't remember these.
Wait, here's a question for Sean and Grubb, though.
Oh yeah, they're not upgraded.
I think these are ones we
anything.
didn't get to last week.
Oh, maybe it's the one that didn't. Yeah, I don't know where Sean is. Sean.
Because
Did you open up a mailbag thread for this episode?
Yeah, there is a yes. Yeah, there was the thing. Let me see if I can message Sean. 1 sec, everybody.
from Turbo Sean, you fucks do the show in order. Lol. Okay.
Oh.
No, okay.
Well, how about we just do super chats and you guys can figure out the emails?
There you go. That was the issue
thank
there.
you,
My bad.
Turbo Sean. Sorry.
All right.
Yeah,
Do you have...
yeah, these people are idiots. That's.
All right, I'm ready.
Bring it back.
All right, we're back. We're not going to do that thing I said about doing super chats last.
No, in fact, we agreed it's stupid.
It was a stupid, dumb idea. So we'll read the super chats. Jeff, do you have those? Are they? Do you know how to? Because I know we were having troubles with those because we got so many of them. Before. Do you know the best way to read these now?
Yeah, I have the backup way, but right now I'm just looking the normal way. If I need to go the other way, I will. It doesn't look like there's like an insane amount like there has been. There's a lot still, and we thank everybody.
There's still a lot. Thank you, everybody. But yes. All right, fantastic. Why don't you read them then?
All right, I'll start here with Slain McAwesome, who says, "Forget Arby's. How about that Rainforest Cafe sponsorship? Mike has such a loving relationship with them already. He loves talking about them. Penis."
I know I shouldn't have leaned into the joke when I was in Disney World, but you know me, I just can't help myself.
I know.
Jeff. I just can't help myself.
I think I literally told that to Steph. I'm like, he doesn't really love the Rainforest Cafe thing becoming a long-term bit, but he also cannot help himself.
It's over.
Yeah,
it's over.
It's over. Right, exactly. Sometimes we don't pick our gimmicks. The gimmicks pick us, yeah.
Do you think Austin loved what becoming a thing? Everybody's saying what all the time?
Right. No, yeah, this is your what.
T-shirts. He sold those T-shirts. We should do a Game Master Giant Bomb shirt that just looks like the Rainforest Cafe logo and there's no other explanation.
Just you with no pants on in there.
yeah. No.
All right, Simon from Saskatchewan. Mike, ever play Vroom in the Night Sky? Make a good final game for the Switch. 19% open critic, can't be all that bad. Make a good Bowser's Hurry Race.
Vroom in the Night Sky. This game came out on March 3rd, 2017. So this has been like one of those Switch launch games. But
19% on open critic sounds incredible.
Yeah, what the hell? Panned by critics for Control. Whoa, 17%. That's crazy.
Oh, now it sounds 17.
Yeah, no, I have not played this.
What is this? You're looking at it, right? What is it?
I'm looking at just the Wikipedia page for it. The genre is racing. It says gameplay. The player is a magical girl who rides on a flying scooter and collects items called Stardust while shooting missiles at giant circles in order to open a portal.
I've seen this game.
Is this Superman 64?
I think you should play it.
Okay.
It kind of sounds like Superman 64. I might have to try it. You know what I'm playing on my Switch right now is Dr. Robotnik's Mean Bean Machine. I've been playing a lot of that.
Do you know what? You know the thing about that game? It's really fucking good.
It's great.
It rules. It's God. There was like a summer where my friend had that, and I was just over there every day, and we were like just played nonstop. God, that game rules.
Yeah. Turns out Puyo Puyo is good stuff.
Yes, it is.
Yeah. I don't even know why, but I think I like Dr. Robotnik's Mean Bean Machine more than Kirby's Avalanche.
It was my first, right? It was my first Puyo Puyo.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Also, it's like oddly themed around the Adventures of Sonic the Hedgehog, that cartoon show with like Grounder and Scratch in it. So I like that.
What is with the puzzle games being based on the cartoons, like Pokemon Puzzle League? Like that's the one Pokemon game that's actually based on the anime.
Yeah, you're right. I think it's just like an easy thing to turn around real quickly. Yeah. I don't know. Yeah, you're right. That's right. All right, what's next?
My bad. Let's see here. Dat Boy Jerry. If you think we'll stop giving you money on Game Mess just because you also have Giant Bomb subscriptions, then you're crazy. I appreciate that for anyone that wants to continue.
Thank you.
When Giant Bomb was like taking off there when we were coming back, I did write a post on the Patreon for people who have subbed and said if you were subscribing here because of like you want to support the kind of stuff that would happen at a Giant Bomb, you have my blessing to take your money from here and go there. But if you want to do both, are going to keep doing Game Mess. That does look like the plan for now. So, yeah. And I say for now as if that could change. Look, this is it. We're going to have a lot of fun. We've been having a lot of fun doing this. So let's keep it going, everybody. We really appreciate that. Mm-hmm. Simon from Saskatchewan is back. Jeff, does Switch 2 use game cartridges or cards? Use cards. I'm not going to get mad about this. If you want to call it cartridges, that's fine. Oh, it does actually bother me. It bothers me.
Look, most people are saying cards these days, to be honest.
I mean, yeah. I mean, okay, you know what? It's probably reverse confirmation bias. I only ever hear cartridges. People probably say cards more frequently, but my ears only perk up when they like want to get me mad, and so I hear when people saying carts and stuff like that. So
you want this completely meaningless argument?
Oh, Christian,
those are the best kind.
All of the things I do in my life are meaningless. Come on, keep up.
My bad.
Yeah, he owns Giant.
I own Giant Bomb. Yeah.
A gaming media website in 2025. That's our investment.
Yeah, let's go. Let's throw our lives into that. Simon from Saskatchewan is back. Mike, why do you hate Brave? Is it because it has a female lead, Irish characters / actors, red-haired characters? Jeff, do you like the movie? In my opinion, it's okay. I think it's fine at best. It's not that great. Yeah,
it's the Irish.
Oh,
I hate the Irish.
Yeah, that's fair.
The accent. No,
do you hear that, Daniel Dwyer?
I just don't think it's very good. Hey, look, it's the one movie I ever saw that literally did the lazy video game thing of just making the path to show you where to go. Whatever, I'm not upset about that. But it's the first time I've seen a movie do that.
Yeah.
Where there's parts where they don't know how to get the character to the next scene. So it's just like these magic sprites make a line to show people their destiny. So it just happens that she follows it multiple times in the movie.
Movies probably actually shouldn't have yellow paint.
Movies shouldn't have yellow paint.
That's fair.
The song is good though. The song's pretty good. Also, like the whole actual point of the movie is that the mom gets turned into a bear. I know that Brother Bear wasn't a giant hit, but I remember it. Okay, you already had a movie about a person turning into a bear like 10 years before that. Give me a break.
And you're encroaching on Mike's turf. He's the bear here. Stay back, Brave.
That's right. Only room enough for one bear in Disney.
Joshua Benetow? Yeah, I'm going to say Joshua Benetow says, how do you guys benefit from Prime Twitch subs? I watch on YouTube, but we'll support you there too if it helps. Yeah, I mean, we have our personal Twitches. By the way,
yeah, they're Scottish in that movie. It was the super chat that said Irish first. I'm not claiming responsibility.
Yeah, but
for that
doesn't
one.
Just make you think about the Irish, and that makes you mad enough.
Yes,
right?
Exactly. Yeah. What was this super chat about?
I think it was about Prime Twitch subs. So, yeah, like we get, if you subscribe to our personal Twitch accounts using your Prime sub, we get some money. Bezos has to give us money. That's how it works. So that's cool. And then you get a lot of the benefits. I think you get all the benefits, right, Christian? I can't ever remember if that's right.
Correct. You get all the benefits.
You get all the benefits. You just got to make sure you join the Discord and you'll get all this stuff. All right. Let's see here from Allie Miracle. Giant Bomb, Gay Mess, Mike's Disney Dappers, whatever it is. Always supporting where I can. Yep. That's where we're at. I was definitely having this realization the other night, Mike, where it's like, we have to behave as if we're all in this together. And that's not just us, but all the other people who are doing crowdfunded Patreon campaigns for their websites or whatever. Remap's thing, which is also like a kind of off platform in a way, because they inherited something from Waypoint. This is a weird time, but we really just kind of have to pull together as best we can, because if we don't do it, no one else will. So yeah, if anybody likes this sort of thing, you should be out there finding people you like and supporting them however you can. Of course, that's not always going to be with money.
And so many people have already come to help us. Kind of Funny jumped in right away to be the first sponsor for Giant Bomb. Right, we're getting lots of help from friends at MinMax and Nextlander. Dan was on Gertzman's show, right, which was incredible.
You got to stop saying Gertzman.
Gertzman.
You know what? Never mind. Don't change it. I like it.
Gertzman.
I like the idea of you big timing him.
I'm not big time.
I know.
He's the one who doesn't know who I am.
Apparently,
remember?
You don't know who he is either. Gerstmann.
You know who he is? He's that guy who did the Kane and Lynch review.
Oh, never mind. You do know who it is. That's
It's like Gutsman. Gertzman.
Okay, I like that.
You stop it.
Let's see here from Big Fresh 37. Are you allowed to say now what Party Mode Games was all about? Also, group stream Sunderfolk. Love you. I will look into Sunderfolk. Also, that reminds me, I was supposed to look into the Giant Bomb Steam group because apparently it's been hacked. I have no idea who owns that.
Oh, fun.
Maybe that's time to contact Rory for some help there.
That's our problem now. Great.
Yep. Let's see. Okay, Party Mode Games. Look, we explored a lot of stuff. It was a very quick week. Mostly, I would say Yahoo Anime rules apply going forward on that. Don't expect that to become a thing, though. Dr. Ryan says, follow-up questions to the last super chat. Mike, are you allowed to now say that what you really did in that Rainforest Cafe? Yeah, is the NDA lifted? Can you go into
I did nothing in the Rainforest Cafe.
You enjoyed a succulent meal. That's it.
Yeah, I got some tendies that looked like dinosaurs.
Oh, that sounds fun.
And then I played with one of those weird tube toys, and my dad made it weird. Was all that happened.
I do hate when that happens. Lex Luddy says, bought a GameCube controller. What's wrong with me? Yeah, what is wrong with you? That's for us. You leave those for us old men.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, all these people, Tam, who were like, the GameCube controller is terrible. You better not have bought one of these.
Yeah.
I better not catch you holding one of these beautiful red boxes with this GameCube controller. That's for people who respect elegant hand design.
A controller with a big green win button that you could just press right there.
We want beans. We want beans for buttons.
Give me
beans for buttons. Beans for buttons.
That's beautiful. Thank you for standing up for my people, Mike Minotti. I appreciate that. Yeah.
Welcome.
GameCube controller rules. I mean, I get why I get why people pick it up now and they're like, what? But it rules is the thing. So give me more of it. I also got mine. I guess they said it ships June 4th. I hope it comes pretty quickly because I expect to spend a lot of time with those GameCube NSO games on the Switch too.
Oh my God. We get F-Zero GX and Soul Calibur 2 right away. I very well may just play through Wind Waker again.
I know,
too,
right?
And that's
yeah.
right there. So yeah. And then eventually they're going to put Melee on there and then look out.
Yep. God, yeah, they will just put Melee on there, right?
Yeah, I mean, not right away. We don't even have Smash Brothers on 64 yet. They haven't played that card.
They haven't.
But
okay.
No, but they're going to. They're going to eventually.
All right. From Mr. Bowler, I've been overseas in the last 2 weeks. Did anything happen while I was away? During that time, I visited Italy for the first time. Mike, have you ever visited the old country, Penne?
No, I haven't. I was just in Italy and Epcot, though. That was nice. Nope. I would like to. My family is from Rome, so, I could go to, pre-touristy area and still maybe run into the Minottis and see some sights. My older brother went at one point, but I've had some friends who've gone too. At some point, I will make that trip.
I would like to too. I think after playing, you said I was just in Italy and Disney, and I'm going to be like, and then I played a video game where I was in Italy once. But when I played those Assassin's Creed games that took place in that region, 2 and 3, right? 3 had some stuff in Italy.
No, it's 2 in Brotherhood.
Brotherhood, that's right. Yes, that's
Brotherhood was just Rome.
You're right.
Yeah.
Yes, and then was it Florence in 3?
In 2, you went to a few cities.
Yes. Okay. Yes.
Brotherhood was just Rome.
Okay.
2 was a few
that's
cities,
right.
and then the Assassin's Creed the third one in that trilogy before they actually made 3, that was more in like Constantinople.
Okay, yes, 2 was Florence and Venice. Okay, so that sounds right. Okay, and then Brotherhood was all Rome. But I think in terms of like making me fall in love with an ancient city in a video game, for me it didn't get much better than that. I've always been like, man, I would like to see these places now in real life. The ones that are still there. So yeah, I would like to go to Italy sometime. As far as, let's see, what was the first part of the question? Oh, did anything happen in the last 2 weeks? No.
Absolutely not.
From Zayark, I heard a couple of dogs own part of Giant Bomb now. Consider this me buying a share. Now I'm also a part owner of Giant Bomb. Also, penis. Is that how it works? I think that's how it works. Yeah. Just keep buying $5 super chats. Eventually you'll own most of it. From Brian Lawley. Yo, thank you for the panel advice a few episodes ago. It really helped. I now realize at PAX I stopped Jeff to thank him right after a life-altering event, yet he still took the time to ask how my panel went and offer support. A real dog.
Nice.
Yeah, Brian, that was awesome. You got to talk to me right before I got kicked out of PAX. So that was fun. Yeah, I was glad to be able to see you in person and hear that what we told you helped. That's really cool, man. I hope you had a good show. From Jordan, welcome back, boys. Happy to catch another episode. Have you take my money. Oh, happily. Absolutely.
Thank you.
From Jason Fulton, subscribed to Giant Bomb as well as to support the boys, but is there a way to play the podcast from Spotify? I'm an old and I don't understand tech. Yeah, there must be a way. Like, I guess I've never really used Spotify to get a premium feed, but I believe, in chat, tell me if I'm wrong, that you would go to giantbomb.com and find the premium RSS, and you would just copy that and add it to Spotify, like manually.
There used to be a way to add custom RSS to Spotify. I don't know if that thing still exists though. So
man, that would
we might need to investigate that.
You put the RSS in the search bar. Okay, that's what Zaki says.
Okay.
Don't ask me, because I am a patron of podcasts where I get that privilege, and I actually don't know how it works and just listen to the ad versions on like iTunes still. So I am also an old. Yeah,
that would Spotify better not take that away. Spotify keeps trying to get in the way of RSS feeds, and they can go to hell. All right, let's see here. The Uncharted Wolf says, congrats to my two favorite dogs. Hopefully, even if Game Mess changes, I can still go on running a mess of a guess. The positivity is killing me, though. Mike, say something mean towards a well-liked game.
Cyberpunk is...
Oh, yeah, that's your one.
Yeah, Cyberpunk is cynical and lame, and it's mid, and it's a leading factor in your depression.
That's really mean.
Well, all right.
Well done.
Okay,
that made it pretty fucking quickly.
You can pull the guns out when you need to. All right. SCX_84 at well played. Send in a super chat with no message, but let us. Oh wait, you know what? There's a reply here. I'm gonna see if I can click on that.
Nope. Reply.
Nope, it doesn't unfold. It's just a useless piece of information here from old YouTube. So thanks, Google. You're just really scraping by over there with your $1 trillion worth of valuation. Dr. Ryan says, could someone out there do me a quick favor and Photoshop these dudes onto the cover of We Bought a Zoo, but it says, We Bought a Bomb? Thanks. Yeah, Dr. Ryan. I'm sure that's probably happening right now. David Arline says, we need monthly updates about Paul Reichert's haunted trailer. I'm sure we will get those. At this point, we're going to have to rely on Paul Reichert to help fill out our staff. We'll put him to work, and he can tell us about that stuff himself. All right, the Bulletproof Moon. Congrats on the buying that zoo, dogs. I look forward to eating up that content like a plate of spaghetti or something. Much love to you, dogs. Absolutely. Yeah, I mean, we've been already talking about doing a lot of stuff over there, Mike. Is there anything in particular that you're really looking forward to?
A plate of spaghetti or something.
Okay. Yeah, there it is.
I'll tell you what. I mean, I've joked about Monday mornings miss with Mitch, Mike, for a long time now. And like I made that logo, I got it out there. And, Cyan, the people who make Mist, picked up on it. And they're like, oh, we're excited. I'm like, oh, okay. Yeah, that's, not like this Monday, I don't know, or whatever. Maybe it's something we start after Summer Game Fest. Maybe not. But yeah, I'm real excited to play Mist. It's going to happen.
Me too. You were trying to decide which version to play. Any thought of like just letting the people who subscribe like go into the premium Discord and put a poll in there or something like that?
I got the sense from everybody, including the director of the remake, who responded to me that I should play the remake.
People seem to like the remake a lot.
And at first you couldn't have the FMV actors in that, and I thought that was still the case. But they added it in, so I can still get those. So
well, then let's definitely play that. That sounds okay. Yeah,
let's play that.
I want to watch this, so I will sit along with you while you play all these. That looks like that would be a fun time.
Great, fantastic.
All right, Andres Riano says, "Thank you guys for all your hard work. I'm so hyped for what's coming. When I heard the news on Saturday, I did Mike's Colossus yell. Love y'all." Yeah, we should have had that queued up. I don't know what we were thinking. Yeah. There it is. That announcement went better than I could have possibly anticipated. I was worried about it all day, and I was happy people took it so well.
Did you see the picture Chris took me on the plane when I was sleeping while it was happening?
No, I didn't. I have not seen this.
Yeah, I'll have to make sure he sends me. But it was fun watching it later because, it's so cool. And I especially love somebody took a picture of all of our friends in the front row watching too. And that meant a ton. We talked about this before, Jeff, but we were not in the circle for a bit there, right? We're on the outside, and now it just feels like, I don't know, I'm surrounded by peers and love and all sorts of amazing people and the viewers. And, it's weird because we were in darkness for a little bit there, and then all of a sudden the light could not be shining more. And I almost feel guilty. The fortune seems so good right now. So thank you so much, everybody. I really promise we're going to do our best to make something special of it, something that everybody can be proud of and happy with.
Yeah, it's like you're right. I think these days, whenever people ask me for advice on how to make anything like this sort of work, the one thing I did learn is you kind of just have to make your own circle and just keep moving forward and bringing people in, and eventually you bring in enough people that a critical mass of people make it work, and they bring everyone else forward. That's definitely kind of how it worked out here. And I'm glad that our circle has become so broad, not that like we own it, but the circle we are a part of has become so broad that it really has just kind of found a way to bring in so many cool people into its orbit, like Lucy and Tam and just everyone we worked with at GameSpot. And you're right, the entire industry of peers and colleagues who have made cool stuff around us. It rules. All right, Kirill Orlov says, I'm back. Say my name. I tried, man. I'm pretty sure I got it wrong. Have you tried the Nixie GameCube Warrior controller? I don't mind it. Love the clicks. Been awesome playing WWE Day of Reckoning. I have one of those Nixie GameCube controllers. I don't know if it's the Warrior variant. I guess I don't really know what that is. I might look it up. But yeah. I like the Nixie thing enough. But the problem is it's like a standard Switch controller, and then it's modeled after a GameCube controller. So you go to like play some games, and it sort of just maps the buttons to the correct letter. And the GameCube buttons are in very different places than they are on a Switch. And these games are often designed to work with that button placement. So it's a little bit odd unless you are specifically playing a game made for the GameCube that has buttons mapped that way and knows how to handle a GameCube controller. So I didn't get as much mileage out of it as I was hoping to get. And yet I still bought this other GameCube controller. So I guess I never learned.
Yeah, I got that Nixie GameCube controller. I like the way it looks. I didn't love using it for games. It always is a little weird. Yeah. Beep, 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 beep.
Breaking news.
Mild breaking news here. Jeff, there is a name for the next Super Mario Brothers movie.
Whoa.
A sequel to Universal's film. Would you like to guess the name? And I'll give you a hint. It is not called the Super Mario Brothers Movie 2.
Okay. Super Mario Brothers, The Lost Levels.
Cute, not bad. It's Super Mario World.
Oh, shit. Of course. That's got Yoshi. Yeah, it was always going to be Super Mario World.
Remember when I called that credit stinger to a T?
I do. I'm still very impressed by that. That was 100% correct.
Yeah, this is from a press release from Universal. It's a story talking about a slate of films, and in it it names Super Mario World. So I don't know if this is like, maybe this is wrong, but this seems right. It seems like it's out there now. That makes sense. It's obviously going to be a very Yoshi forward movie. I mean, Yoshi is great. He's cute. He's marketable.
Exactly.
And it just makes a ton of sense. There's all sorts of them. You make a Yoshi in a different color, people go crazy. Malibu Stacy has a new hat, Jeff.
Exactly. Yeah, they're going to be able to sell a lot of merch. Were you going to say something, Christian?
Yeah, Chris Pratt is going to come by and tell us for sure. I believe in our buddy, Chris Pratt.
He'll be here any minute for sure.
Oh, and Brad Lynch in chat is right, Reno. Post-credit stinger, this time is 1,000,000% going to be Rosalina, and the third movie is going to be called Super Mario Galaxy.
Yeah, you just keep going. I agree.
Yeah. You do the space one, and I'll be super for it. Absolutely.
Nacho Eclair writes in, says, do you think Mike is going to buy Arby's or Rainforest Cafe next? Yeah, I think Rainforest Cafe, I think what he's doing out there, him playing up this joke, is all about just driving down the value of Rainforest Cafe so that he can go in there and do a hostile takeover.
That reminds me, has Arby's gotten back to me? I've had to start posting to X again, only to proposition Arby's, because it's the only way I can get in contact with them. And so far, they have not gotten back to me.
Steph finds your, I don't know how to describe it, but
Dedication?
she finds whatever you're doing over there very admirable. She is enjoying it. Yes.
I mean, I think we might have to organize something eventually where we have a community Arby's day where we just all agree to all go out and get a roast beef sandwich, and we will all tag a picture of either just our sandwich or ourselves enjoying it, and we'll all tag Arby's at it and say, Giant Bomb loves Arby's, and that'll get their attention. Well, so we're not ready to put that card yet. I still am just working my own magic here before I get the community involved, but it may come to that.
Chat, welcome to our meat cult. You are now a member, and we'll see you at the Arby's.
Yeah, if you're a vegetarian, I'll think of a vegetarian option you can do instead of getting a roast beef sandwich. You get some mozzarella sticks, and if you're vegan, potato cakes, I think, is vegan.
If you're vegan, you could just stay home. You don't have to walk into an Arby's called a place whose motto is "We have the meats."
Okay, that's fair.
But hey, you better support us still on Twitter and repost everything. You can be
a silent Nyla, to all the vegans and vegetarians out there. You can be the silent Nyla we all need.
My friend was he was like trying to be a vegetarian for like 6 months once, and he just kind of kept going for a while. And then one night we were at a friend's playing NBA Street Volume 2, and and then we put on Adult Swim while we were kind of just hanging out for a little bit, and then a commercial for the Big Montana at Arby's came on, which is just a really big roast beef sandwich. That's all that makes a difference, just very big. And he's like, I'll stop being a vegetarian if you go get that for me right now. And I immediately went to Arby's and got him a Big Montana. So Arby's has cured vegetarians before. It could happen again. EP Idiotbox has been having fun creating as of late. If you'd be so kind, can you provide me with a design or art prompt? Please, no peepo or peepo-shaped appendages. Yeah, all right. Mike, you got any ideas that you want to throw out there? An art prompt or something?
Yeah. Gosh, I already did. How about the box art for Secret of Monkey Island, but with the Giant Bomb owners? There's 4 people on that thing. And Giant Bomb adjacent things. Yeah,
if you're not asking for like fan art ideas, I'm sorry, because that's all I can think of, because I'm very conceited.
Yes, it should be. I should be in it. Is my biggest suggestion.
Can you do one where it's me, Bacalar, Dan, and Jan are like the Scooby Gang, and then Mike is the villain we've caught. We just took off his mask, which is a luchador, and it turns out he's been the owner of Giant Bomb all along. Something along those lines. All right, there you go. Screaming Madden says, I saw the news that Giant Bomb went independent on my dinner break at work. Might be the best dinner break ever. Congratulations to you, duders. Thank you, Screaming Madden. It's going to be cool to have this community kind of flocking over there and having. I know, Screaming Madden, you've been there for a long time, of course. But yeah, shout outs to everybody who's been with us. Inufe says, for the love of God, please do another Jeopardy. I really want to. And at this point, I think we could just find a way to make it worth Sean's time. So it is still a lot of work for him. And if he wants to like change up the format, I'm going to let him make those calls. Like it's his time. So yeah, but we'll have something along those lines, some sort of fun game show at least once a month going forward, everybody. So here pretty soon. Let's see. I lost my place because this thing broke. I'm going back up. Man, all right.
Break.
Yeah, there we go. Okay. Input video here says, Christian was right to delay Waifu 2 since new members need to learn where the line is. For example, referencing Honey Pop gets a laugh, but referencing Emma Frost's thighs gets chaos. Yeah. If you bring Emma Frost's thighs into this, anything could happen. Really, literally anything could happen next. It's impossible to predict. Dr. Ryan says, when are we getting Informer by Mike Snownaughty?
Oh, shit. Yeah, some things happened.
Yeah, you went to Disney.
Slightly distracting.
No one was expecting you to learn that before Disney, of course. Yes.
I thought I read the lyrics a lot on here one time before. I could do that again.
I think you're going to have to karaoke it. I think is what we're saying. That's what we agreed to, and by we I mean I agreed to on your behalf.
Oh, yeah.
Reading lyrics is not singing.
Yeah.
What's up, man? Ayo, what's up?
No,
Yeah, what's going
no
on?
No one
yo?
wants this.
Informer. Say daddy me, snow me, I go blame.
Christian, should we take a break or something?
Boom,
what
down.
do I do?
I don't know.
Detective man, I say daddy me, snow me, stab someone down the lane.
Carrion says, so what's the future of the Game Mess from now on? Is the plan to revamp Game Mess still on the cards? Yes, we got to do something to get Mike under control. It's been
revamp
a lot.
Might be a bit of a strong word.
Revamp's a strong word. That's right. We are going to reinvest into it in some ways. Is kind of the plan.
Slight remodeling.
Yeah, doing a little bit more by getting a little bit more help is kind of the way I'm looking at it. If support remains close to where it's been for this month, I will find ways to kind of do some stuff along the lines of what MinMax does, right? Where they bring in a lot of contributors to do some other cool stuff, but I'm not expecting that. So we're going to kind of just play it by ear for the next month or two, see how things settle out. I think everyone could sort of understand like that's the expectation here. And then in the meantime, I'll start up a couple of things again, like getting help from Sean on that sort of stuff. Trampoline Tales says, I'm an indie game dev. What are the best emails to send y'all game codes for both Game Mess and Giant Bomb? Love y'all and congrats on being co-owners. Yeah, go ahead and reach out to me on Blue Sky and just tell me that your name is Trampoline Tales, and I will find a way to get you my info, and then you can hook us up that way. That'd be great.
We don't have our Giant Bomb emails yet, basically. No, right?
No, we do not.
But you
should get those this week, I think.
Yeah, but you can always reach me professionally at mike@gamesbeat.com as well. I get stuff there, so you can do that. And if you want to say, hey, this is for Giant Bomb, whatever, that's good too.
From Super Blast X, sorry if this has been answered already, but will we be able to send super chats during Giant Bomb live streams? Love you all. The answer to that question is yes. We are gonna we're just gonna have to open up all of the possible revenue streams to make this work. So yes, we're gonna do that, and it'll look pretty similar to how it works over here, although I expect us to be a little bit more like we're gonna read select super chats. That might just have to work that way over there.
And those would definitely be at the end of the show, like maybe not even part of the VOD that goes up on YouTube.
I mean, don't know. If it makes
maybe.
sense, but if it doesn't, then yes, yeah, for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Zayark says Brave is definitely Scottish, not Irish. I knew that too, right?
Yeah.
The whole thing is she's got that thick Scottish
if you had
hair.
asked me,
yeah,
I knew that, but then look, it was Simon's fault. Simon said Irish, and Simon already apologized, to be clear.
L. Grug says Gertzman.
Da-da-da-da, da-da-da-da. I saw Elemental for the first time while I was in Disney World when the kids put it on in the hotel.
I like that movie.
That Pixar. That was cute.
Yeah.
It was cute. They're a cute couple.
Yeah.
That fire girl and the water guy named Wade. Get it? Because he's water.
I did get it.
Wait, how? He's water and she's fire.
Watch the movie.
There you go.
Wow.
What?
Immediately just going into the racism.
Too? Yeah.
Oh, they can't mix. Jeez. Wow. Woke Gabagool Boy says, much love to my beautiful indie dogs, Beppis. Shout out to Woke Gabagool Boy, whose friend said hi to me at PAX.
Nice.
It's strange to have a man come up to you and be like, my friend Woke Gabagool Boy, and I'm like, hell yeah, to myself, like,
let's go,
man. I got quite a life here. All right. Willow Davis says Melee on NSO Enhanced with added trip mechanics. Oh, you upset, Mikey?
God. Oh, I wish, God, in the middle of Dan playing Death Stranding 2, I wish I could just introduce tripping. I wish I had a button. Oh, I just wish I had a button. Just made his character fucking fall over whenever I wanted to. And he that's right. He told me it was going to be so funny. It's funny when it happens. It's not funny. It's not funny. I'll tell you it's funny. You fucking miserable piece of shit.
He's fine. He's fine.
I'm in business with that man.
Yeah, you're behaving like a small business owner now. Jorge A. Jr. says, finish Tears of the Kingdom. Breath of the Wild is the best game. Tears of the Kingdom, best adventure for Link. Yeah, I could see that distinction. I get what you're getting at. I like both of those games a lot.
I like them both a lot. Yep. I'm excited to replay Breath of the Wild here pretty soon.
Panzik Pujaran says, just wanted to leave a Blake Club suggestion. Mike Minotti Bear. Peepo.
What's come up before? We thought about that. I think you guys thought about it for Blight Club, then realized that Naughty Bear is probably not bad enough.
Is Naughty Bear the 3D platformer on the Wii?
No, it's not that. It was just they were just like slightly edgy Xbox 360.
That's right.
Era games.
That you're right. Then that we did look into it, and it wasn't quite bad enough, I think. So,
looking at it, like review scores like a 43 out of 100.
Okay. Well, maybe.
I don't know. At the time, we were maybe thinking like we were really thinking bottom of the barrel. But I don't know. Maybe it wasn't long enough. I bet I'm gonna be put into a fucking bear costume at some point.
Yeah, that's probably gonna happen. Ben Paulson says, "Long lived GB and long live GM." Congrats, y'all. Mike, thanks for making me get misty-eyed with your amazing reaction video at the panel. Much love. Yeah, people love that.
Misty-eyed.
Oh God.
Right? See. Yeah,
it was a secret reference to Mist the entire time.
That's why I only pretended to get emotional to promote my series.
He's serious, everybody. Rick Udig says Giant Bomb is going to take Super Chat soon, right? Yes. Yeah, we're going to get on that. In fact, I was like talking to Bacalar about an AdSense account 30 minutes ago, so we're getting it all figured out. Willow Davis says, I heard Mike tried a Bucci on vacation or something. Boosie?
Boost? I don't know, Jeff. I don't know.
Do you think it's going to be like Bucci's nuts or something like that?
Bucci. I have an Uncle Butchie.
This has got to be a reference to Buc-ee's.
Oh, Buc-ee's. Yeah, the gas station.
Yes.
Yeah, that's E's. There's E's there. Buc-ee's. Yeah. Buc-ee's was great. God, if you ever have a chance to go to a Buc-ee's, just go. I don't care if you have a full tank of gas. Get yourself a chopped brisket sandwich. Get yourself the Buc-ee's nuggets or whatever they're called. Those are incredible. All sorts of delicacies and fun things. Go to the bathroom and just marvel at the cleanliness. They were building a fresh tortilla stand that's going to be opening soon than the one I was at. Right? Fresh tortillas, Jeff. So yeah, it was a wonderland in there.
What is the best sort of roadside attractions? Maybe not the right word, but I don't know, the best sort of. Have you ever been to Wall Drug?
No, but my brother's been.
Right, that's right.
So I know about Wall Drug.
Yeah, that Wall Drug was amazing. That was like a literal wonderland. Wall Drug's this kind of convenience store / drugstore that tried to set itself apart by becoming like a mini themed attraction area. It's got some maybe a ride or something like. There's a big arcade. It's really cool. I really enjoyed that. Buc-ee's sounds like something different though.
It's a little different, but it's pretty big. Just go see Buc-ee's. You'll like Buc-ee's.
Oh, I know I will. Trust me, I know I will. I'm trying right now. I'm just trying to maintain my loyalty to Sheetz, but I know I'm gonna love a Buc-ee's if I ever
It's a different thing. Sheetz is like local. I'll that's my local gas station. Buc-ee's is the big trip gas station.
Right. All right. Let's see here. Two Bear says Peepo died so Giant Bomb could live. That's right. Peepo put all the files in its hard drive and then gave it to us, and then he fucking exploded and died. It was really cool. Stinky says, all hail our meat cult overlords. That's right. Mike, let's just find a time when you and I, God, it's going to be hard the next month because we got a lot of SGF planning to do. But soon, let's just put on our meat sweats, our hat, and go eat at Arby's together and get some pictures and just be like, what are you waiting for, Arby's?
That's right. We'll make this happen.
Okay.
I agree. Right. We're going to make this happen.
All right. I'm in. All right. I scrolled down again. Chrono Rig says, not sure if you can answer this, but do you have to contact all of the game companies that you are the new owners, and will they still send you guys codes? Mostly we just got to let people know we might have different email addresses. Some of us won't have different email addresses. We'll be getting some email addresses back. But the companies, the thing with PR is they know us because that's their job. Their job is to have relations with us, and to the point where they might have dossiers on us. That makes it sound more serious than what it is. But they just try to know what we like so they don't waste our time. So they know quite a bit, and so yeah, they're all aware of what's happening, and they will try to catch up with us.
You think my dossier includes the words Rainforest Cafe?
At this point, yes, definitely.
Great. Fantastic.
Yeah. Did you see me on Greg's show on KFGD earlier this week?
Yeah.
We tried
earlier this week. Wasn't that yesterday?
I don't fucking know. Yeah, my God damn it, right? Yeah, it was Monday. Holy shit, I hate that. And we tried talking about you, and we couldn't get 30 seconds in without Greg yelling about you jacking off at a Rainforest Cafe. So it's just
okay. I might have actually missed that part for some reason.
I think I was
incredible.
I was giving them shit for something that they were doing at KF, and he's like, "You guys can't judge us when you got the guy who jacks off at a Rainforest Cafe."
Jesus Christ.
So that's the company I keep.
I can't even be mad at Dan now. I leaned into it.
Yep, exactly.
Incredible. Our sponsor.
Philip Fortuna says, joining late, did you talk about how the new Mario movie is going to be called Super Mario World? Yeah, Mike spotted that. I like it. I like it a lot.
Outstar Road's involved. Oh, there's not a 0% chance that Gino can be involved, right?
No, there's not a 0% chance, but
it's
probably
like a
pretty
1.
low. Yeah, it's like a 1.
Like
maybe
a
2.
Hey,
that's twice as many as 1, though. So
I'll take it.
Kirill Orlov says, thoughts on bringing back Arcade Pit back on GB. Also, as a GB duder from 2010 on, thoughts of a live show live. And lastly, thank you. Yeah, Kirill, thank you so much. So Arcade Pit is very much a maybe. That's the thing that made a lot of sense when we had a corporation's money to spend on our cool friends doing cool stuff. I love Arcade Pit, though. I love it. It
was really fun.
Yeah.
I think I have some other priorities first in terms of some people like I want to bring back on. Yeah. Right. Not, just like, like obviously like, the Seans and the Nickies and things like that. Right.
Yep.
That's what I'm thinking. We're mostly concerned about first.
Exactly. And then let's see here, a live show live. Yes, there are some thinking along those lines. Probably what we'll do first is, it's like the live show live, and Christian, correct me if I'm wrong, but that was like a big party with all their friends, and then it was about raising subscriptions.
Yeah.
I think what we would probably do is a smaller version of that first, because we do want to like have a breakout of, okay, we do have everything working now, and we're gonna sit down and maybe like go to Dan's house or something and do a marathon. These are just ideas we've thrown out. No promises yet. But something along those lines at some point. And then if that works, then maybe we do another one a year later, 6 months later, that maybe looks more like a live show live. That would be fantastic.
Yeah. One thing, one of the coolest thing they did with that show was they had a regular stream and a premium stream running at the same time with the premium feed. It was pretty cool. I really like that. That would be pretty cool to do.
Yeah, and we might be able to do exactly that. That could be really cool. Maybe the premium feed can be in the noobs hole.
The premium feed was Dave Lang. He was hosting that. I remember now. That was pretty cool.
All right, let's see here. Got a few more. B Diddy says, couldn't be happier for you duders. Gonna be fun to see GB Unchained. Much love. Thank you so much, B. William Jones says, what is Mike's problem with Brave? It is good.
Is it?
Burrito says, hey guys, huge congrats on Giant Bomb. Those weeks without Blight Club, I nearly withered and died. Also, can you hypothetically, allegedly recommend a good emulator for PS1? Allegedly. Look, nothing illegal about emulators. It's the ROMs you got to worry about, or the ISOs, I guess, in this case. DuckStation. DuckStation, if you're just trying to play PS1 games, and you're not trying to do the whole suite of different options with a different front end, just go get yourself DuckStation and rock with that thing, because that's a really well done emulator. There's other ones that are similar. I think Swan Station is one that works on some other stuff, but DuckStation's the one. Grant says strategically placed Arby's bag on the SGF couch. I do like the idea of, and I can't remember who mentioned this. It was a friend today, I think on Blue Sky, said we should sell props that we can place on the GB at Night set. And I think that's a good idea.
We're gonna give them a form with a checkbox. Do you want Jeff to jerk it off or not.
Yes, exactly. Right.
No.
You have to explicitly say yes this time instead of just suggesting it very overtly at me. Okay. Hindu says, remember when we imagined a Bluetooth Wavebird and didn't immediately realize that it doesn't have to be so big and could just look like a regular question mark?
Like a regular controller.
Regular controller.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'll tell you what, I still love me the Wavebird. Have you seen what's happened with Wavebird recently? That someone...
What's happened? He died?
No, there's great developments in the Wavebird scene.
Okay, good.
I guess you don't love the Wavebird, right? Because you want to have the
I like
Rumble.
the Wavebird. I just like losing Rumble sucked a little bit. That hurt me more than it hurt most people.
Right. So the thing is like you can get a Wavebird controller pretty cheap. The thing that's expensive is the dongle. And what's happened is someone has made an open source version of the dongle, and that it can like connect automatically and all this stuff. So it's just more convenient. But really, it's the case where now people could just start making those and selling them themselves, so you don't have to go find the one from Nintendo. So that's pretty neat.
Okay.
Wait.
Yeah.
Sorry, Sean should say Rumble sucks. What? In chat. That's
Doesn't he like
crazy.
Star
Rumble
Fox?
Christian,
sucks.
Christian, I was playing Days Gone today,
Oh well, yeah.
and I was repairing my bike in a menu, and my controller HD rumbled every time the dude across the room turned
that's cool.
a bolt. Rumble led us down this path. We don't need Rumble.
Oh my god, I'm sorry. I'm just so starstruck. Is this Deacon St. Sean?
That's right. No, I think this is that guy from PlayStation who said that Rumble was the last gen feature. Remember that?
Oh, buddy. Hey, everybody, Sean started up Days Sean again. Twitch.tv/Turbo Sean, right? That's the info people
Yes,
need.
thank you, Jeff. Yes.
Absolutely. People should be checking that out. I was watching a little bit of that today while I was dealing with a million other fires.
Nikki, you hung out with me. I think if we keep it going, they're going to keep hanging out with
That
me while I
would be
do
fantastic. That's awesome. I'm glad
You're
you're
gonna put
able to
that
do
VOD somewhere because I may have been taking a nap during it.
that. Yeah, it'll go up on YouTube on my channel. Also, Turbo Sean, SHAWN.
Awesome. All right, cool. Everyone should definitely check that out. All right, I think the last super chat for now. This is from Rick Udig, who says, did anyone notice that the floating mic face in the GB announcement photos was very Andros? Yes, I did notice that.
It's weird the amount of super chats that have made me think of Star Fox in a row here. I'm always aspiring to be more like Andros.
Yeah, right?
Sure.
That's a real man right there. Yeah, I have my Rumble Pack plugged in because I was playing Star Fox. Now, Mike, I do have to ask you a quick question. Do you need the batteries in the Rumble Pack?
Yes, because mine was not working without them.
Yeah, I thought it right. Mine wasn't either. But then Dan insists that you don't need the batteries.
I think Dan is mistaken.
Okay, I think that's possible.
Well, then why would there be batteries? Then? It's not like
Mike,
there's
I
ever a
agree.
point-
I'm not the one saying this. I know.
Wait, hang on. Is there the possibility that Dan has the rare one? Because developer ones don't need the batteries.
What?
Yeah. I found out about this
It's
just
Dan Raker,
recently.
so yeah, probably.
So
Yeah,
I
that
wouldn't
sounds
be
right.
shocked if he fell ass
Of course,
backwards
Dan
into
would
the wall.
accidentally have the super rare special one and just assume that we all do also.
All right. I think that does it for the super chats for now. Mike, show is yours again.
All right, we're going to take another break here. We got a mailbag to get to. If you have any more super chats, please send them in. We will read them before the end of the show.
All right.
That's good.
You wanted to do
Great.
things out of order. The one night I ran the stream.
Sorry.
I told you last time to give me the link to the thingy.
It sounds like a lot of work.
Copy and paste, bro. Yeah.
All right.
I love Rumble.
I think the game I want to play the most right now actually is Clair Obscure.
Play Obscure.
It's the one I keep getting drawn toward.
Oh, Jeff. Okay, I never told you that spoiler. I need to tell it to you so
Yeah,
badly.
yeah, definitely
You're
tell
gonna
me.
fucking love that shit.
Yeah.
Well,
I wanna
not
know.
now, obviously.
No,
but,
I know. Yeah, but after the show. Yeah.
Yeah.
Trovedura 2. Kobeda Eiffel. I have that song just in my brain all day. It's a pretty good video game.
Fantastic.
I you know what? I should just reach out to some people at like AMD and stuff and ask for a CPU because.
Ooh, yeah, get one of those X3D, baby.
Yeah, at this
That's
point.
for a 9070 XT while you're at it.
Yeah, let's see what I can get.
Ask for one for me.
Did Asus ever make GPUs? I thought they made GPUs, but maybe
They don't make it. Do they still do it?
Do they still do it?
Yeah, they have because I mean, Asus is the ROG line.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, they have AMD and NVIDIA. Okay, I want to reach out to them.
Yeah, they have Prime of each.
What's
they have the higher tiers.
Who were the ones that were all about graphics cards and then they stopped?
EVGA.
Yeah, EVGA. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I still have an EVGA in this system. That thing still works great.
Yeah, they made good stuff. I mean, it just stunk that the situation got so bad they couldn't make it make sense.
Right.
Hey,
you guys hear about the new Arby's menu item?
What's that?
What is
it?
Steak nuggets.
Fake nuggets?
Steak
nuggets.
Steak
Oh,
nuggets.
I did not hear, but I don't know if I like fast food steak.
So apparently it's like burnt ends.
Oh,
that makes sense. I was about to say burnt ends are kind of the nuggets of
okay, that sounds good.
Yeah. Well, hey, some of us get to try it because they're testing it in the home of Arby's.
What are you talking
Green
about?
Bay, Wisconsin, you piece of shit. What up?
No, it started here.
What's Green Bay's claim? Is it like is the HQ there?
No, it's just one of 5 random locations it shows.
Oh, motherfucker.
No.
Okay. All right, Mike, I'm ready if you are.
Yep, I'm ready. I like
right.
posting pictures from the Nintendo San Francisco store. It looks cool.
All right.
Okay.
Bring it back.
And we're back. All right, Jeff. I know that you are now an owner of a small business, but I hope that doesn't mean that you're some big shot who doesn't have to pretend to be a dog and attack a fictional mailman to bring me user-submitted text emails.
Absolutely not. In fact, I need this more than ever. All right, here we go.
Go get him then. Go get him. There we go. Thank you. All right. You put this one at the top, didn't you, Sean? Just because of the name, didn't you?
Yeah, I'd say I'm a good producer or something. Read it.
From Mike's Rainforest Cafe JOI. When are you guys going to have a fancy photo shoot so you can get news thumbnail photos? I speak from all the community. We appreciate you guys that at least we can still scratch our Tuesday podcast itch with you fellas. But you made that one where you just photoshopped my face in the sky like I'm dead, and I do like that.
Oh, we love that.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, we just took one of your Disney photos and made that happen. Yeah, well, we do need to get some more headshots for sure.
Maybe, when we're at Summer Game Fest, maybe we'll find somebody with a nice camera and we'll get
Nikki's a photographer. We can get them to do it. That'd be great.
There you go. Octa says, Grubb, where did you leave off with Blueprints all said and done? Still playing it? Started looking stuff up? Pen knees.
Yeah, I was definitely wanted to keep going with it, but it became clear I should be playing some other games. I think I did get all of the red letters. I did a bunch of the other sort of loose thread, big puzzles that I was trying to solve so I could see some other cool areas, learned a lot more about the lore, began to piece together the story in a lot of big ways, and yet I still feel like I haven't done half of the things the game has to offer. So that's where I'm at. God, what a wonderful game. At this point, I might tune back in and see what the community says about what they've discovered. I would maybe like to read up on that.
Yeah. I still want to make Blue Sprints happen, the race version of Blueprints. The other thing I saw somebody do the beat it in one day thing, and that looks really neat.
Yeah,
and I would
that's a really good idea.
I think that's what I want to do.
Yeah,
right?
we
I want to try to get that working. Yeah. And part of it is kind of knowing some safe combinations that I don't. So I might just look those up, right? Because that can kind of help you get an extra gem and whatnot here and there. But yeah, that just seems appealing. Banana Brain says, greetings, Mike and Jeff. Curious what your favorite third-party controllers were for the Switch, and what kind of controllers are you looking to get once third-party controllers hit the Switch too? If you love raw dogging the Joy-Cons, no judgment, much respect and appreciation for both of you. Whatever comes next, we got your back. I'm not much of a third-party controller guy, Jeff. Though, I like the 8-bit do SN30 Pro Plus.
Yeah.
That was great. I use this sometimes as a multiplayer controller, but otherwise I use the Pro controller. I use the Joy-Cons raw. That's fine for me.
Yeah, I got that very first generation of Pro controller, and that sort of spoiled the whole generation for me. I know they improved it, but at a certain point, it was like traumatizing how bad that D-pad was. I really, truly despised using that thing. So I got really quickly into the habit of using third-party controllers. I settled on the 8BitDo Ultimate. That's the one that I use the most now, especially on Switch, and I think it's awesome, especially because you can shake it to turn on the Switch. That rules.
Charlie Wolf says, my dogs, Nintendo RPGs are my absolute favorite of the genre. I'm curious how you boys would personally rank each of the Nintendo RPG franchises. The reference to franchises are Paper Mario, Mario & Luigi, Fire Emblem, Xenoblade, Mother, Golden Sun, and Pokemon, and any other franchises I forgot to mention. Those seem like the big ones to me. I think, what's the best one? What's the best Nintendo RPG series?
What's the best Nintendo RPG game first? Just do that so we can see if that also means it's the best series.
Yeah, I mean, for me, it's Earthbound, Pokemon, Gold and Silver / Soul Gold or Soul Silver, Heart Gold, and maybe there's 3 Mario RPGs that are kind of almost tied for me. Superstar Saga, Thousand Year Door, Mario RPG. But God, there's some really good Fire Emblems too. It's not Xenoblade. It's not Golden Sun.
It's not
I'll say that.
I love Golden Sun, but it's not Golden Sun.
I like Golden Sun a lot. It's a little wordy.
Sure.
They're all very good though.
Yep. I think I love Superstar Saga so much, I probably would put Mario and Luigi at the top, because then there's a bunch of other really good ones in that series. Paper Mario's got too much cruft.
Yeah, you're right. It's got too much not great ones. Mario and Luigi has a lot of mid ones now, though, too. Maybe not a lot is pushing it. Pokemon has some mid stuff. I think Mother just has the 3 games, and the NES one, whatever.
Right.
But Mother 3, by all counts, incredible. I played Earthbound. It's amazing. Part of me almost just wants to put Mother at the top.
Yeah, I could see that. I would put Mario and Luigi at the top, and then I would put Fire Emblem next, and then Paper Mario.
I'm just going to do this right now. All vibes. No thinking. Mother, Pokemon, Paper Mario, Fire Emblem, Mario and Luigi, Golden Sun, Xenoblade.
There you go. There's your answer.
There you go. Big Tony, the Final Fantasy guy, says, what is your preferred way of ending a question / super chat? Penis, pen is, PNES, penny 5, an eggplant emoji, writing out a penis with various symbols in numbers, or Peepo. Peepo's pretty good.
Peepo's good. Peepo feels like a good, how many times in an episode do I want to be blurting out the word penis? And Peepo feels like a good middle ground where it's I know what you're trying to do and I appreciate it, but then I also get to think about Peepo, which I also like.
I like Peepo. Tuber says, when the Switch came out, I camped out in a Target parking lot and got sandblasted by a street sweeper cleaning the parking lot. But also sat around and talked with a group of strangers about our hopes and dreams for Breath of the Wild. What are your favorite midnight launch memories? Also, go Nuggies. Oh, did the Cavs play? I think the Cavs are fucking blowing. Are they out yet? Or they still have a chance here? I don't know. They're fucking blowing it. Gosh. Specific things I do like midnight launches a lot. There's that camaraderie that builds. I don't know how I have very specific memories like that, but just kind of sitting around and talking to people and chatting people. Do you have a specific memory, Jeff?
I mean, there were a bunch of really good ones where it was just hanging out, talking to people all night. But the one that really comes to mind is at the last minute, I decided to spend my last $50 or $60 to go get Call of Duty Modern Warfare. It must have been 2. I mean, it might have been 3, because 2 I would have been so excited for. I would have made it happen no matter what. And I think 3 is I don't need to get this right away. And then I just it's it's 11:55. I'll just go here and see if they have it. And they did, and I was able to get it and come right home. And I'm like, that was cool. Midnight launches are neat.
Next up is from Dennis B. Price. Hey guys, With now just less than a month before the Switch 2's launch, how do you feel Nintendo handled the announcement rollout of the Switch, Cole, and its games? Plus, where does its June 5th launch lineup rank for you with other console lineups you were there for? Thanks. It's funny because the actual launch lineup is not amazing. It's being carried pretty hard by Mario Kart, and that's okay. We've had other launches carried hard by one game. The launch window is much better because then you have Donkey Kong. It's like almost semantics. If Donkey Kong just happened to be a launch game instead of 1 month later, it'd be a much better launch.
Right.
But as it is this as good as, even Switch 1, which, Switch 1 was pretty much carried pretty hard by just Breath of the Wild. Was Mario Kart 8 Deluxe even a launch game, or was that a launch window?
It was launch window. It was a few months later. Not too much, but yeah, just a couple. Sure.
But GameCube, I think about GameCube had a really good launch to me in terms of having Monkey Ball and Luigi's Mansion and Rogue Leader. It's not as good as that. It's not as good as even having Mario 64 and Pilot Wing 64, even though those are the only 2 games.
Right. Yeah. At this point, you're right. I don't judge too much based on the games that are there on day one. I am looking at the full entire first 6 months, because it'll just fly by. It'll be so fast, and the vast majority of people will not be playing this system. The majority of people who eventually play a Switch 2 will not touch this thing until a year from now. So, I think the kind of getting a bunch of games in those first few months all kind of counts as launch for me at this point. I guess for you, what do you consider a launch window? 3 months? What?
Yeah, I think a few months is pretty good. When I think of launch window, it's Smash Brothers Melee and Pikmin weren't launch games for the GameCube, but they were launch window. A month or 2, even 3 is almost pushing it a little bit. Splatoon 2 was a launch window game for the Switch 1, and that was even that summer, right? So something like that.
But yeah, GameCube's the one. I definitely think about that launch a lot. It was excellent.
Yep. Sludge Reinhold says this isn't a well thought out thought, but I've been thinking, are we 360 PS3 era games the last console games with a definable enough aesthetic that could be mined for nostalgia / throwback games in the future? I feel once consoles hit HD, we lost the limiting factors that gave previous generations their distinct and cohesive looks. And now every new gen is more or less better looking versions of the previous one. In 20 years, will people be making throwback games that look like PlayStation 5 games?
Right.
I know what you mean, because even on the 360, there are games that don't fall into that mold of what we think of when we think of 360 games. Like Mirror's Edge, right? Doesn't look like necessarily a 360 game, or Mad World on the Wii doesn't look like, a Wii game. But, we say 360, I am thinking of something that's kind of realistic. It has a lot of bloom and a lot of kind of the piss, a lot of earth tones and piss filters and things like that.
Yeah, and I think that this is right, though, that after that, when we kind of fully enter the real full HD generation with PS4 and onward, there is no distinctive aesthetic that you can ascribe to the console. So yeah, I think one day we will get games that look when you look at it, be like, wow, this is clearly trying to be an Xbox 360 game as a throwback. And yeah, you simply will not be able to do that for PS4 and onward.
I guess if you wanted to make a PS4 game, it would have a ton of particle effects, but no physics system.
Yeah, exactly. Something like that. Yeah, I mean, we have kind of moved to a point where it's a ton of games now inspired by Saturn and PlayStation 1 and N64. And I think we're starting to see early Dreamcast inspirations and things like that. Clearly, there's a lot of games inspired by Quake in the PC scene, stuff like that. So I continue to love that. I think that's such a good idea.
Thanks, and Bruce says, y'all ever check out Matt's First Logistics? I think you might like it. You get to make vehicles to do deliveries on Mars. It's been out a few years, I think. He's added a ton of stuff since early access. Plays well on Steam Deck. Take care during these turbulent times.
Check it out. That sounds awesome.
Up your alley. Jeff, I know that there's another car-based delivery game taking up your time at the moment, right?
Yeah, Roadcraft is definitely what I'm playing right now, and that's got a lot of cool stuff in there, but that's a little bit less delivery as much as just repairing roads and bridges and stuff like that. I also like a good delivery game, so I will check this out. I think I've heard about this before, but I've never played it, Bikes and Brews, so I'll look into it.
EP88 Box says, with prices rising across platforms, do you foresee lower price, smaller games gaining more traction as a possible positive byproduct? Possible positive byproduct. Possible positive byproduct. If so, what likelihood is there that AAA devs begin to scale back and create smaller experiences? I mean, it's happening by necessity. Like I saw while I was on vacation that new Mafia game just isn't going to be an open world game, right? It's like, well, because they can't.
Yep, you're right. It's necessity to a certain degree, but also their scale of economics requires them by necessity to have massive games a lot of the times. So they will only be able to scale back here and there occasionally. Like, what is the appetite what is Take-Two's appetite going to be for another Mafia game 5 years from now? Probably even less than it is now. So, yeah, I think just by the way things are going, we're going to have to rely on smaller games gaining as much traction as possible. And I do think the positive byproduct there will not necessarily be, it'll bend the largest company back towards like something that is more reasonable. The positive outcome will be more and more developers will realize it is possible to make a game that is sustainable and also a huge success by really just aiming at a specific audience or really going hard on one idea. And we're just going to get a ton more of that going forward. So, yeah, I'm expecting a lot of positive outcomes.
Postman Dan says Rikio or Ip Man. I think you say Ip Man for that, not IP Man.
Yeah, Ip Man,
I've not seen either of these martial arts films, I'm afraid, Jeff.
I don't think I've seen either as well. I've been in the mood for like a kung fu movie though for a while, so I might check this out.
Those Ip Man movies are pretty good.
Yeah.
I don't know about Rikio. I haven't watched, but I watch all the Ip Man movies, and they're just good. They're just good times, Just martial arts.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Super fun
to check it out. Tommy Pencil says, "Boys, I love you all. This community loves you all. We all want this place to stick around. It's a fun place to hang out. Just keep doing what you're doing with Game Mess, and we'll be here for it. Leisure Suit Larry, wet dreams, try twice." Yeah, maybe the Leisure Suit Larry playthrough is more Game Mess content than Giant.
Maybe, or it's very locked down to premium for some reason. Yeah, can't think of why.
Oh, it'll be premium.
Yeah.
Ali Miracle says, sans tariffs and price increases, are we in a mecca of handheld gaming? Going into summer with a Steam Deck and Switch 2s bring me back to having a Game Boy Color, Game Gear, or DS and PSP type nostalgia.
I think so. Yeah, I think we're definitely at a point where handheld gaming is being recognized as a way that like a lot of people prefer to play games. And so it's not this thing. It's like, well, if you want to go find one of those weird Chinese handhelds that are $1,500 and can kind of play some games a little bit, then go ahead. Steam and Valve, in addition to Nintendo, have proven that there is a massive market for these things, and it's only going to get larger and more catered to. And as a person who, I was playing games on TV first, but very quickly got a Game Boy and spent a lot of time just holding a game in my hands and playing all the way through it. That's been with me my entire life, and I don't want that to go away. So yeah, I'm glad we're here.
A concerned pirate says, "What do you do with a drunken sailor early in the morning?" You just leave him alone. That's not your problem.
Yep. He's going through some stuff, and I'm gonna give him some empathy.
Screaming Mad says, "Hello, Jeff, president of news at Giant Bomb, Grubb, and Mike, president of Disney flights at Giant Bomb, Minotti." Do I have a title?
Yeah. Well, let's see. Jan is HBIC. Dan is Chief Creative Officer, like Triple H. I am Mr. Corporate. I can't. What is Bacalar's? I think we came up with one. Oh, was it coworker again?
Coworker. Yeah, just coworker again. Yeah.
And then I don't think we had one for you yet. So no.
Yeah, shit. I'll have to think about that.
Yeah.
What? With Giant Bomb going independent in the Switch 2 coming in a month, are there plans to do a Mario Party stream with the new Jamboree TV features? Is Dan already applied for this to happen when this releases in July? I mean, I haven't heard him say anything about this, but I'd be shocked if that doesn't happen.
Yep, we'll come up with some Mario Party stuff, Mario Party stuff. I might even push for him to try to maybe get some of that old crew together and do a stream like that, maybe a crossover event. That no promises there, but I think he should try.
The Egg Doctor says Diddy Kong Racing is notable for being one of the only rare N64 games not on Nintendo 64 Switch Online. This because of P. Diddy's ongoing legal trouble. I'm only half joking. Gosh.
Oh yeah,
I mean,
right, because like maybe Nintendo actually is worried about having a game that just says Diddy. Yeah,
it could be, maybe, but
I don't think that's obviously that wasn't the original reason. Yeah,
yeah. I mean, there's a couple other ones like Blast Core's not on. Oh,
no, Blast Core is on there.
Blast Core is on there, right? What is
Jet Force Gemini is
but Donkey Kong 64 is in. Although Diddy Kong's in that one also.
Yeah.
Is Diddy Kong the problem?
Yep, maybe it's Diddy's fault. Yeah.
No, they just added all those DK Land games to Game Boy, and he's in all of those.
Yeah, you're right. I think it's just more like, they're slowly taking their time doing anything that involves Rare.
I still kind of expect to get Donkey Kong 64 at any moment before Bonanza comes out.
I think you're right. I think that'll happen.
Slide says, Dear Dogs, oh no, something has gone wrong with the paperwork. Instead of Token Miyamoto, Shigeru Miyamoto gets partial ownership of Giant Bomb. What changes will he implement? Blight Club with Nintendo-only games? Force Waggle controls for the GB player? Change the name to the Bombcast? What will he do? Well, he won't be allowed to wear hats anymore, Jeff.
That's right. No hats. We won't be able to have anything that has a story. That's too much of the player. It should just all be gameplay. I'm for it. I'm down. And then we will all go exploring the caves he explored as a boy that inspired Zelda. That'll be a stream every week. I look forward to it.
Next up here is from Joyzy. It says, is Super Mario Bros. Special?
Is this a reference to Super Mario Brothers Special, the weird version of the game that came out like for some computer in Japan, where it doesn't?
Yes, I believe it is.
Doesn't have a scrolling screen.
Hudson Soft.
Yeah.
Like Hudson Soft. Yeah. Well, that's special, all right. I guess I'll say that.
Yes, very, very bizarre.
Look at Dylan says, congrats. You're now sponsored by Arby's. As part of the deal, you have to create a signature game mess sandwich. What is the sandwich? Okay, call me crazy. I think there should be a sandwich with roast beef and cheddar.
but on one of the long buns, like the French dip.
Oh, the
buns.
French dips. Ooh.
Yes.
Okay. Yes. No more onion roll. I still want that sauce that everybody thinks is Arby's sauce on the beef and cheddar, but it isn't Arby's sauce.
It's not
actually.
Arby's sauce.
That's good. Although I still put Arby's sauce on it also, of course.
Yeah.
It's good. That like radioactive plastic melted cheese sauce that they have for that sandwich is so freaking good. God. Maybe we could just like make dippers for that. Some kind of dip situation. Maybe they should have some tots at Arby's.
To dip in the radioactive cheese?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, they should have that.
Yeah, and then give me a bun, and then I'll just put I'll put a bunch of those dipped tots between the bun, and I'll call that a sandwich, and that'll be the Mickey Mouse surprise.
You sound like a mad scientist trying to come up with like a new species of weapons or something.
Yeah, that's good. Who wants to have a Mickey Mouse surprise?
Not me, please. Pass.
No.
Nah. Someone do it before he jacks off at a Rainforest Cafe.
Always Be Clothing says, when was the last time you cried because someone formed a business? For me, it was Saturday night. Are you sure about that now?
Well, cried tears of fear for the like you being empowered again. Yeah.
It was very funny because watching like everybody trying to figure out what was going on. I was trying to figure out what was going on, right? And but once I did know, and there were still people like, what's going on with this? Because I think a lot of people had written the whole thing off. Like it seemed like everybody's gonna have to move on, and maybe Giant Bomb was done, and it was really big surprise. And I know the brand, saying brand always sounds a little weird, but Giant Bomb means a lot to a lot of people. So I'm glad we were able to keep that going.
Yeah, it feels nice to sort of ensure its safety going forward. Because a lot of people did make it clear it mattered to them, and I'm like, yeah, it matters to me too. Let's do it.
Al says, I'm not really a sports game guy, but I got really sucked into the show 24 on PlayStation Plus. What games you normally wouldn't think were your type of game have grabbed your attention like that? I mean, I had that happen with Two Point Museum pretty recently, right? I just wanted to check it out for a moment because I got a code and I like museums was basically it. And then I was like, oh, this game rules. I was even reading about like they kind of had a big 2.0 patch where they added a bunch of stuff and made some adjustments. I'm like, ooh, I kind of almost want to go back and play some more of that. So yeah, 2 Point Museum would be mine.
Yeah, for me, it's like, and it's not for lack of trying to enjoy it in the past, but JRPGs. And then recently, it's, these ones are maybe a little bit off of what they normally are. So maybe this isn't in the spirit of the question, but Mother 3 has captured me recently. And then, or now, Claire Obscure, Expedition 33. They're both, part like adjacent to the genre. But yeah, man, Claire Obscure, Mike, as soon as we got done with the podcast today, I booted that back up and kept playing it. I'm super into that game.
Yeah, I'm loving it. At first I was like, oh, I'm just gonna play one session on my stream. Then it turned to 2, and then it turned to 3. And now, since I've been gone for so long, I think I'm just gonna keep doing it then because people who really care about the game have mostly caught up.
Mostly played it, yeah.
Yeah, so if they still haven't and don't want to watch for spoilers, they can do that. Sorry, my voice is starting to go a little bit.
Yeah, we'll wrap up here pretty soon. Do you want me to read the rest of these emails?
Good. Yeah, there's like 5 left. I got it going. At least I'm not coughing anymore. Willow Davis says, hey, dogs, congrats on pulling off the giant bomb stuff with no hard feelings. You definitely unlocked the good ending. Anyway, why does it feel so good to tell people I pre-ordered the GameCube Switch 2 controller? I don't know. It does, though. I was almost as excited about pre-ordering the Switch 2 as I was when I got this thing, right? Like, felt good. I love the GameCube so freaking much.
Did you get the invite from Nintendo to buy a Switch from them? Switch 2?
I didn't. Part of me is like, what the hell else would I have to do? Because I sure did play a lot of Switch. So if I didn't get one, that stuff must have really been randomized and not just based off of because it's statistics based. I have to be in a top 1,000th percentile. I mean,
maybe you are okay. So the opportunity expires. So mine already expired, but
you did get one.
Yeah, maybe you're on the ban list because of Cat Shines. You ever think about that?
That'd be interesting.
Still on the jail. Nintendo jail.
That'd be interesting.
Yeah, I just think we're both bigger Nintendo gamers than Mike. That's all it is.
Wow,
that sounds right.
Yeah. That's what it is.
Did you actually buy one, Sean, or did you just get the invite?
No, I'm just gonna keep the Best Buy pre-order because that'll work out. So yeah,
for sure.
Nintendo has no idea how to see those numbers, so who knows what they did with that.
Yeah. Willow Davis says, "Hey, oh, that's one I just read." Nintendogs says, not entirely Nintendo related. Which third-party companies do you think will try to put on their own presentations this year? Assume there's a chance of EA or Capcom, but I don't know who else could be expected.
Capcom kind of does something. Like small stuff, right? Every year now, they
did. Yeah, they do something, and because they'll talk about Street Fighter characters. They're going to have to announce a Resident Evil here. I don't think they're going to do that on their own show. They'll do that on a PlayStation show, maybe even a Nintendo show or something
Summer
else.
Game Fest, even.
Summer Game Fest. Yeah. But then they'll show more of it on their thing also. And there'll be, Monster Hunter updates and things like that to talk about.
I don't know who's going to... I actually have not had a chance to even look into this, although clearly it's time for Jeff Grubb's Summer Game Fest to return and come back with that calendar. But I haven't had a chance to look up at all and see what anyone's doing. Let me just ask you, Mike, what do you think the overall temperature is going to be for announcements this summer? Do you think it's going to be a lot of hot, cool stuff, or do you think there's a chance that this is kind of a lackluster summer for announcements?
I guess I haven't thought about it. I don't know why my instinct is to maybe keep my expectations lower.
That's where I'm at too. I'm like, is there a reason I feel that way? I can't think of it.
I don't know why, because we should be cooking. We're pretty deep into this generation. We have the Switch 2 popping off, and we're expecting things like a new Resident Evil. Sega has all these revived franchises.
Right.
So, we should be seeing Crazy Taxi and Jet Set Radio at this thing, maybe. Stuff like that, and then some of this other stuff. So, yeah, I don't know why I feel that way, but you're right. Part of me is I'm not expecting much.
Yep. Marino's got the... list of stuff so far. Day of the Devs, Wholesome Games, Xbox, PC Game Show, The Mix, all have streams planned so far. So, yeah, that's, let's see. Day of the Devs is the one. Wholesome Game Show has had something pretty frequently. PC Game Show is the thing that Future does with PC Games every year now. Yeah, okay. So not much so far.
Ework says, hey, Mikey and Grubb. Halloween Horror Nights 2025. Drinks on me. I actually think that'd be great. How much do you know about Halloween Horror Nights, Jeff?
I mean, I'm aware of the concept of Halloween, horror, and nights, but put all three together and I'm lost, Mike. So why don't you tell me what's going on here?
This is the Halloween event that the Universal theme parks do,
Right.
where each year they have different themed, basically very like high tech haunted houses in the theme parks that you can go walk through. I've actually never done it, but I used to think I would just automatically be afraid of these things. And now I'm like, no, I think it'd just be a good, fun time. People love this event. So yeah, maybe we can find an excuse to do that. Maybe even as a, dare I say, as a co-owner, maybe as a Giant Bomb thing. Just something to think about.
I think that would be fantastic.
Dr. Ryan says that Quick Looks are back, and you also haven't played Stacked on the Internet. Hear me out. First annual Giant Bomb Halo with Chips poker tournament. Does that game even have multiplayer? I don't know.
I bet it has. It almost certainly. Well, how would local multiplayer even work? It's a PS. What is it? It's a PlayStation 3 game, right?
2.
PlayStation 2 game? Okay. Yeah. Oh god, look at that. It says right there, PlayStation 2.
How did you think it was a PS3 game this whole time?
I was like not even thinking about it at all. I'm just like Stacked is the weird Halo with Chips game. I didn't even like really think about the platform at all.
Yeah, 3 copies of it.
You know what? But Daniel Negreanu is just so distracting. Look at him.
Yeah.
Yeah, so how would we even play it online? But we could maybe just like play a different poker game in honor of Halo with Chips.
It has online multiplayer built into it, so maybe we can make something work with an emulator.
Yeah, we probably actually could
God.
simulate it.
Yeah.
Yeah, my God. Guys, I think the last poker game I played was Poker Night at the Inventory 2. Remember that whole thing?
Oh yeah, I played that within like the last year a little bit.
Matt says, how cool is Mike going to look tomorrow?
Oh, it's gonna look so cool.
So fucking cool.
Yeah, I bet.
Oh,
Dude,
I
you're
bet.
gonna look so fucking cool.
Yeah. All right, that's it for the mailbag. We're going to take another break. We'll come back. We'll read the rest of Super Chat, see if we've been playing any Nintendo games to talk about. So yeah, we'll be right back, everybody.
All right, we're on the break. What do you
All
want to do?
I got to just get another drink for my poor friend.
Mike is getting another drink
Yeah,
for his
what-
throat.
What time is Blight Club is a really good question, Marino. Let me see if we put that in the
time?
calendar.
Like, who knows?
I guess it looks like we are okay. All right, let's see here. GMM is at 11 a.m.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
and then we have a meeting, and then at 2 p.m. we're doing Blight Club, because then me, Dan, and Backlar are going to be on Ed Zitron's podcast at 4 p.m. So the Better Offline podcast. So yeah, 2 p.m. tomorrow. There you go, everybody. I should just skeet that now.
Skeet it.
I got to get the PS2 plugged in here.
Mike,
Keep
2 p.m. for
skeet
Blight Club. That
skeet-
sounds right to you? That's what it says in the calendar.
That's what it says on the calendar.
All right.
Yeah.
Are you finally invited to the Slack?
We don't have
You on the company?
Yeah, I deleted Slack.
Oh,
Oh yeah, same. I just took the app off all my stuff. I'm like, well, don't need this anymore.
Good voice.
Leo's cute. I've been playing Claroscuro on Expert. It's a pretty good way to play that video game. It's fun. They don't give you no chances.
Yeah, I've heard that
Hit
some
you to
people have really enjoyed doing it
destroy
that
you.
way. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, Mike, I'm ready whenever you are.
All right. And we are back. Jeff, have you been playing any Nintendo games recently? I know it's been kind of busy in general here.
Yeah, been too busy. Really, the games that I've been playing on the Switch have been Minecraft because of the kids. And that continues to be a lot of fun. We've got it to a point now where she is playing on the Switch with her cousin pretty frequently, and they got the other cousin involved, and then the younger cousin's trying to play. And then, so I got her set up with her phone so she can video chat with her cousins while they're all playing together, and that's been really cute to see. Really enjoying that, and they keep asking for help, and I get in there and help them do some things, but less frequently for that too. Like now she's at a point where she really is kind of piecing together how everything works and doing more on her own. So I bet she's going to know more about Minecraft than me within like the next week or so. So pretty cool.
Yeah, that happened with my nephews and nieces very quickly.
Yep. And then beyond that, it's, not much time for anything else. I left the Switch with Addie because she's been playing that a lot recently when I went on the trip to PAX, and I knew I wouldn't have time for stuff anyhow, and that was correct. So yeah, not much else, although I do keep considering going back to Uncharted Waters. What is the subtitle? Horizon Dawn?
Not New Horizons. Maybe New Horizons.
Yeah, I think it is New Horizons.
Like
Uncharted Waters New Horizons. That's right.
Yeah.
So I do keep thinking about going back to that. But I haven't had any time.
I really enjoyed my time with that game, and I played that whole campaign playing as that merchant, and it ruled.
Beyond that, beyond the Switch, been playing some more of the GameCube and the N64 and stuff like that, and a lot of 1080, both 1080 snowboarding and 1080 Avalanche and Wave Race and Wave Race Blue Storm, because I was just trying to like figure out why do I hate these GameCube versions of these games so much.
Yeah.
And yeah, kind of feel like I have some ideas. Going to keep working on a video for that for Patreon subscribers who will get that earlier. And then in the meantime, I was like, I want to use this Rumble Pack that John Braun sent me. Shout outs to that community member who also sent you that Game Boy Color case I got to give you.
Oh, nice.
And I'm like, I have this, and he even sent it with the Rumble Pack case, the cardboard box. So I got that over here on the shelf. That's fantastic. But I'm like, I want to use this. So I did get Star Fox booted up. And Star Fox 64, that's a good game.
It still rules. I played through it
good.
Not too long ago, and it is still a fantastic game. It's like my third favorite Nintendo 64 game after Ocarina of Time and Mario 64. It's so good.
Yeah, it's got the right amount of stuff happening in it. It's got like it is a really well designed game in terms of it gives you not just enough, but exactly enough of the things you should be doing to keep you having fun and engaged the entire time. It's just a good time. But that's it for me, Mike. How about you?
We're kind of having a weird Game Boy kick continuing here, where I'm just like playing through random Game Boy games I haven't really done much of. I played through Alleyway recently.
Oh, really?
Weird Breakout clone.
Yeah, I remember.
Did that for fun. And then like on the Castlevania Classics collection, whatever, I played through Castlevania 2, the Game Boy one, and that's like always supposed to be the best of the Game Boy Castlevanias. It's the one that just feels right. It kind of has some of its own stuff going on. It's a little Mega Man in the beginning because you can pick which levels you do. Level design is just very good. So I had a good time playing that. Then I played Operation C, which was the Game Boy Contra game, and that was actually much better than I was expecting. I just played through all of Operation C and enjoyed that. Game. Yeah, so I was like, just having more fun playing some of these Game Boy games that I didn't actually really have at the time. Yeah, I played my Game Boy a lot, but it was always kind of a lot of the same games. Like I played a ton of Mario Land 2. I played a ton of Pokemon. I played a ton of Wario Land, right? So kind of branching out there and finding some more things is good.
There are tons and tons of games for that thing. So yeah, there's quite a few hidden gems and some games that are like, just kind of okay. And that's fine too. Like I like diving into that tier of game on old platforms, even ones that I'm super familiar with.
Yeah, guys, I think half of my time with Game Boy was spent playing Kirby games, Kirby Dream Land and Kirby's Pinball, right? So,
yep.
But then like talk about I've been playing a lot of Dr. Robotnik's Mean Bean Machine. I'm trying to beat the campaign finally, and I'm pretty far into that. So part of it, Jeff, honestly, is I have that infinite backlog site, which is like everybody uses a site called Backlogged. For some reason, I use a competitor nobody knows about called Infinite Backlog because I get I'm a hipster, and I've beaten 958 total games, and I'm not saying that I'm thinking about getting that number closer to 1,000 each time when I play one of these kind of short Game Boy games. It doesn't hurt. Yeah, it doesn't hurt.
It's not what you're doing, but it sure sounds like that's what you're doing.
But I like seeing that number go up. So,
I bet.
I like thinking about what I'm going to play for my 1,000th game when I get there in like a year or so. So yeah, a little bit of that's going on.
I'm sorry. Now I'm just like looking at pictures of Dr. Robotnik's Mean Bean Machine. This game,
cool game.
I love this game. This game rules.
It's a cool game. All right, Jeff. Why don't we read the rest of the super chats? Fire Hair, how dare you? I accept every friend invite I got on Backlog. I think I'll check again, but I think I got them all. But yes, the super chats.
All right, from Venture, who says, John Lennon breaking up the Beatles at the Polynesian, Nixon saying he's not a crook at the Contemporary, and Minotti being offered to be a part of GB in the Contemporary Grand Canyon Concourse. History keeps being made at Disney.
Yeah, it does. That was fun when I had some time to kill. Shortly after that, I was like, I should just find where that Nixon thing happened.
Yeah.
Went over to that ballroom. Gosh, I should find like exactly... somebody had an event in that ballroom one time and they got a cardboard cutout of Nixon and just put it right where he said it, and they were doing photo ops there, and I thought that looked fun.
That's great.
So someday we'll have a giant bomb event at the Contemporary and we'll recreate that.
Perfect. Chris Pratt in here with a twofer. Please look forward to Super Mario World movie. Mushroom Kingdom, here we come.
How do you spell come?
Nobody knows. Chris Pratt writes in, God first, grateful to be here. Super Mario World out April 2026.
Shout out to the new Pope. He must be so pumped for the new Pope.
Do you think he's Catholic?
Is he? I don't think he's just Christian.
No, he's definitely.
I don't know. He's Catholic for sure.
Do you know how Christianity works, Christian? Ironically.
It's probably all Catholics in I'm assuming now, and you can correct us if we're wrong, Christian, but in your country, I would assume most people are Catholic.
Most people are Catholic, and there's a big evangelical.
You do have a lot of evangelicals.
Okay, Chris Pratt in chat just says, as long as no woke. All Pope, no woke. Chris Pratt, did you see that I ate a tupa at Epic Universe?
He ate a tupa.
It was great.
Also, I do have bad news. I read online that he's a woke Marxist Pope, which someone pointed out.
Oh shit!
Someone pointed out that is the exact same number of syllables as Pink Pony Club, and now I can't stop singing woke Marxist Pope. I'm gonna be and then it just keeps going over and over in my head. I like it.
That sounds beautiful.
Chris Pratt, I saw you on the Guardians of the Galaxy ride that I did and regretted doing very much. By the way. Your performance seemed a little wooden. I'm not gonna lie.
He's in like 50 rides between that and Universal. Give the man a break. He works hard.
You're probably right.
At any point when you're on a ride like that and you're like, I've regretted my decisions, like, do you think about closing your eyes, or would that make it worse?
No, but that's what my sister-in-law did. She's like, I just closed my eyes right now. I'm like, I don't see how that would make it better at all, not knowing what's going on,
right,
or what's happening. No, I just kind of like, you could see me. I'm focusing on keeping it together, because it's a lot. It's a lot of feelings that I don't enjoy are going on. I'm just like thinking like, okay, that part was bad and that just happened. Ooh, this is a little dizzying. Doing this turn sideways. Don't like that. I've watched the ride through though. I think I'm about 2/3 of the way through it. We can hold on a little bit longer. Stuff like that.
It's like, I don't get it because maybe it's just I don't understand it, which is entirely possible. But they do say that the body can't tell the difference between fear and excitement. And I look at that picture, I'm like, I can clearly tell the difference. I can clearly tell here who's excited and who's afraid. So I guess I just don't get it.
Yeah, it seems like a pretty clear sign of who's feeling what.
All right, Chris Pratt is back. Man, I remember playing Super Mario World as a kid. I always saw the arcade machine in the laundromat. Man, I loved hopping on that dinosaur Goshi. God,
press
such
score
a gamer.
Starts right now.
Yep, here we go. Looking forward to the next generation.
So glad we got one of us being the voice of Mario.
Yeah, that's right. Someone from the community. Let's go. AK writes in, Jeff, I'm so happy Javi Baez is back to El Mago for your Tigers. I'm sorry, I can't say that. We will love him forever in Chicago, and we love it if Detroit fans could see it too. Look, he is coming to life, and that whole team is fucking crushing it right now. So, look, it's still early in the season, but I was not expecting this kind of start. I'm glad Javi is playing well. T. Hubish says, Giant Bomb is for the people of Cleveland. Love you all. Make sure to feed Luchadeer a pierogi or ballpark mustard or something. We appreciate it, T. Hubish. That's a nice thing to say. And we'll represent Cleveland.
Ballpark mustard.
Yep.
So freaking. I used that for a pan sauce the other week.
Ooh,
oh,
yeah.
Cleveland rocks. Cleveland.
That's right.
Let's go.
Christian gets it. Christian understands.
Adam Steen writes in, how about that man, Javi Baez, Grubb? Love to see him succeeding after leaving the Cubs. Yep. He is... I haven't had time to look in the last couple of nights. He's been playing great all season, but did he do something recently that's really got people popping? I mean, like I said, he's been playing good all season, so I get it. Gyoza says, I've been listening to GB since around 2014, but you guys got me through a terrible injury, homelessness, and the eventually rebuilding of my life. I'm excited for the future of GB and you guys, and then Panish. Gyoza, thank you so much, and we're glad to have been there for you. I hope you're doing great. Sounds like you are.
Yeah.
Love to hear it.
Yes, I'm glad it sounds like you're in a better place. Thank you so much.
White Lynn says, but Jeff, the description of this channel says you're just a member of Giant Bomb. Oh my God, yeah. I will probably be finding things like that I will have to update for years. I just realized my signature on my email, which I never even register, still says reporter at GamesBeat. So,
oh yeah,
yeah. I'm like, oh, I've been using this email all week. That's weird. I need to correct that. I think I tried to update it. I'm like, I don't even know where that is. I can't even find that. Why does it keep...
I think here in YouTube, your things to I think you changed it a couple of months ago. It still said GameSpeed.
I'm really bad at that sort of thing, everybody. I'm glad most people don't seem to care. Like the Patreon stuff. It's like, yeah, I know I'll get to the tiers. I just kind of put it off to the side. I will update that stuff eventually, though. JD Camp says, how much are you going to miss Asana? Oh, you know it. I'm going to miss it quite a bit. Actually, I think I skipped one there. But yeah, Asana is a planning tool that we needed to use because there are a lot of moving parts at a corporation. And that got everyone on task. It's terrible.
We were using Monday at Venture Beat, and it just never really quite worked for us. But I'm happier without it.
Hey, Jason Finelli dropped a bunch of gift memberships, 5 gifted memberships. Thank you so much, Jason Finelli. One of those did go to Chris Pratt, so congratulations, Chris.
Yeah,
funny to see.
Cody Clements says everyone should check out Dan's chat with Jeff Gutzman.
Jeff Gutzman. Okay, you say his last name.
Gerstmann.
I say Gertzman.
Still wrong.
Why? Why are you doing this? What is going on?
Seriously, say it.
Jeff Gerstmann.
Not Gertzman. Gerst.
Just said the same thing.
Oh my God.
You just said the same thing. I literally don't know what to do. I think it's a prank.
I saw your face and I saw how concerned you were. Mike, we're saying different things, but sometimes you just can't hear it.
One more time. I'm going to listen very carefully.
Gerstman.
Gerstman. Men.
Well,
Gerstman.
That's better. You were saying Gertz, not Gerst. Gertz, not Gerst.
I'm still hearing it.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
Okay. You were saying his name rhymes with Squirtsman.
Yeah.
And what rhymes with Gerst? The worstman. Worstman. Instead of Squirtsman.
Rhyme. Squirt and worst don't rhyme. Okay, I'll work on that.
Honestly, really good podcast. This rules. We're crushing it.
I can see why we've ascended so much in this industry.
Victor dropped a cute little sticker of a dance he got. Thank you so much, Victor. Gwen the Hunter says, as someone who works for SEO Corp, starting with V, so happy you guys could go independent. Oh, man, shout outs to you. Any advice for a guides writer / editor who wants to move on? Yeah, I mean, I think the reality is you probably do have more of a following than you realize, but you have to keep working to cultivate that. And I think the thing I'll say is all those people who are like, I'm going to go start a newsletter. And I'm like, well, that doesn't seem like it'll work. Most of them have seemed to work. So, yeah, if you can maybe pull off something like that in terms of writing guides, I don't know. That seems like the one business that should keep going, although AI is definitely looking to take that too. It sucks out there, Glenn. I hope we figure it out. Chuck Towsey says, I F with y'all, even in the Twitch club. Yeah, me and Chuck and ABC were hanging out at the Twitch party, which was totally our scene. Mike, Sean, do you guys remember when we were at that one party after the Game Awards?
Oh, the Netflix party?
The Netflix party, right? Now, turn that up 1,000%. Like at least.
Okay, I remember being to the Twitch Twitch party with you 10 years ago
Yeah.
or something, and it being like, I don't know.
Yep.
There's free drinks here, but I don't know.
Yeah, there was a DJ in one room, a DJ in another room. There was no room without a DJ. It was wild. It was way too loud. But it was cool to see Chuck and ABC there. And Pandoish. We saw Pandoish there. We had a whole crew.
Oh, cool.
It was fantastic. All right. Jason Finelli says, oh, yeah, this is where he dropped the 5 gifted memberships. Shout outs to you, Jason. Let's get you on Game Mess Mornings here real soon. Joe Beezer says, could spoiler discussions about games that most, if not all, of the Giant Bomb cast are into be on the table? In-depth discussions about games you all care about without worrying about spoilers. Peep. I think so. I would like to do that. We're holding back on promising too much, but I do like all of these kinds of ideas, so maybe we can.
Yeah, I mean, I can see a world where, if like 3 of us have beaten Claire Obscure, maybe we'll do that and bring in a friend or 2, and we can do a podcast about that.
Yeah, I would love that. All right, and then Jordan Andow says, how much to buy 0.000000001% of Giant Bomb?
One cable more.
You're about there with that super chat. That's pretty close. All right. That does it for the super chats, Mike. Over to you.
All right, then. Well, then that's pretty much our show. We will be back on Thursday with
One more thing.
Besides, what? Yes, Christian.
Yes. The people at the Discord, they're running a community night, repo night. They're gonna play.
Oh,
repo.
really? When is that?
Yeah. It's Friday, May 16th. That's gonna happen that night. And
Okay, so this Friday.
Yeah, Firehair is gonna gift 1 copy of the game to someone who wants to join on the night. So go there. The link is it's gonna be on the description of the podcast. The link for if you're part of the Discord, you should join the Discord. You're gonna see the event on the top happening. But I will still link the event itself on the description. So check that out.
That's really fantastic.
Firehair.
I wish I could have done the Halo one, but it was at PAX. So I'm glad you guys are doing this again. I have not had a chance to look at this and even see it. So I'm glad you said something, Christian. That sounds like fun. Yeah. Maybe we could. Maybe I can even stream a little bit. We could do.
I repeat, it's repo. It's like like the Lethal Company.
Yes, it's the Lethal Company de jour. It's still very funny. All right, Mike, you want me to hit the button now?
Yeah. Just as we get out here, everybody, if you haven't taken a gander at giantbomb.com/join, subscribing to Giant Bomb Premium, that money is now going directly to Jeff, me, and the other owners to make Giant Bomb something fun. Hopefully make it something we can bring other people in. So, yep, Giant Bomb is here. It's us. Game Mess is still here. It's us. There's still just a lot of us, everybody.
Yeah, get used to it. We ain't going anywhere. Really looking forward to this new era of us being in charge of everything. I think that's the way it should be. We'll be back with more later this week, Thursday. We'll be a Game Mess Decides. Plenty of stuff popping off over on Giant Bomb. Looking forward to talking to y'all real soon.
Flight Club tomorrow.
Flight Club, everybody. Bye.
Wow.
Appreciate y'all.
It's not a dog for Rick.
It's so frustrating when the game makes you edge.
Dan's mic wasn't working in a Discord thing today, and I was like, Dan, you can't hear. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? And he used the quack to let me know he could hear me. It was very funny.
That's awesome.
I am an animal. I have to poop. I have to poop.
A lot of cords going into slots.
Like a plate of spaghetti or something.